All right, looks like we are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Hope all of you guys are doing fantastic. I know you guys, I know I'm doing great. I know I always say that I'm doing great, but even if I'm not doing great, I still say that I'm doing great because I know that I'll do great once the stream actually starts up. We start talking, we can kind of get our mind off of everything else that's crazy that's going on in the world, and we can just talk about what we know and what we love and what we, what we can get better at. So I'm excited to get into today's stream, man. Seriously, thank you guys so much for being here today. Appreciate all of you guys. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button yet. Let them know that we're streaming. Let's get right into the shout outs. Then we'll get into the predictor of the Nintendo Switch 2 lineup this year. We got another piece that just fell into place with Drag Cross Drive getting an official August release date. So that doesn't leave a lot of months left in the year for other titles that are coming out. So let's go ahead and first start off with my man Dior. Like always, the one, the only. What's good? TGBM Dior. Let's go. Shout outs to Cyber Taurus is here. What's up, Cyber Taurus? The big dog. The Cyberman. The Cyber Taurus. Let's go. Party Man. Yo, what's up, Party Man? I think Party Man's depressed over the Mario Kart situation. So you guys all give your condolences to Party Man because, what happened yesterday. Shout outs to Justin with the $3.
Factory. It's a great 7.5 out of 10, and I think Air Riders is going to be November.
Let's go. Okay, Air Riders November, Rune Factory 7.5 out of 10. I kind of agree with those statements there. Air Riders could definitely be a November title, or it could even be December. It could be like a Xenoblade type of thing too, So definitely a Xenoblade 2. So absolutely. Thank you so much, Justin, with the first dono of the stream. Thank you so much. And I'll get some Kirby music going for you, Justin. And yeah, I have not beaten Rune Factory yet. I'm actually about maybe halfway done, but I've already put like 34, 35 hours in. So I did it. I'm really kind of taking my time and doing all the side quests and stuff and doing a lot of the extra content. But I think I'm going to speed up me just getting through the game. But I don't have anything really that I'm like super excited to play until Bonanza. So we still have a little bit, 3 weeks. So I've got plenty of time when it comes to Rune Factory myself. So yeah, shout out to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. Appreciate that. Let's get the combo breakers going there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Dr. 81 had a big update about Switch 2 response times talk on Exodus. Shows that John made a mistake and it's in fact faster than LCD deck. Yeah, I did see that, but like I said, I'm at this point, all this talk is exhausted on there, when it comes down to it. I don't know when it comes to like response timings and things like that. I mean, I've played it myself. I've played on my Switch 2 and it seems to be just fine from the games that I played. So I don't know, man. Cyber Taurus, thank you for but I follow Doc, so I see all this stuff. Leaf Storm. Cyber Taurus with the $5 says, did Party Man get beat down? Uh-oh. Yeah, well, he was doing good, but then he just basically, what happened was, I mean, General Zamora was racing out of his mind, and then also some luck was on General Zamora's hand. But I mean, I would say General Zamora's been playing really well. He's been playing really good, and he had a little bit of luck. Party Man was dominating the last knockout tour that we were playing. Party Man was locked in. He was locked in and dominating, and then all of a sudden he just got hit with some bad luck, and then General Zamora was able to take it at the end. And I got second place somehow in the knockout tour. So that's what happened yesterday. Digital Foundry are insane. LOL, they're saying Switch 2 screen is barely better than a PSP 1000. They're not saying that in general. They're talking about the response timing. They're not talking about the screen itself. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't really like to talk about what other people are saying, like on Twitter. That's just an employee for a company. That's part of a thing. Because then people just start taking what they say and take it like that's not what they said. They said that the response time. They didn't say the screen overall itself. So, yeah. Shout out to Cyber Taurus, though. Appreciate Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the 5. Cyber T, thank you so much, man. Hey, what's up, the Yellow Kazoo? Welcome. How you doing today? Welcome. How you doing? Omar David, what's up, man? Epic Globster, what's up, Epic? Welcome. The Cool Guy, what's up, the Cool Guy? Big Dog, Slate Hood, what happened? What happened with what? Let's see here. Hey, Bead Queen. Ayo Trill, Follow Nick, John K, Gibby, Elias. What is good, guys? Glenmore, DJ, Chalice DJ, Daniel C, Slate Hood. Yo, Cyber Taurus. Yeah, it was essentially that. That's exactly the party band. No!
Was it like this?
It was kind of like that, just out of nowhere. It might have been a little bit. It was nighttime too. I know it was pretty late in Party Man's neck, so it was definitely nighttime. Yes, it was somewhat similar. It was actually so similar that, I mean, it might have just been like a screenshot right there. It might have just been like an actual recording of what happened. It might have just been an actual recording of what happened. Yo, shout outs to Big Cyber T with the Peach Bomb. The Party Man beatdown. Let's go. Cyber T out here with the JoJo's. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Kind of like that a little bit, you know. Oh man, that was crazy. Shout outs, yo. Big love to Cyber T, man. Appreciate you, fam. Seriously, big love, dude. Super help. Definitely Roundtable Ninja. New Roundtable members coming through, man. So I appreciate you guys. KO Ken, what's up, KO Ken? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today? You guys give some big love to Cyber Taurus, man. Big love to Cyber Taurus. Give him some love in the chat. Seriously, but yes, it was kind of like that. Let's see here. I saw Kai Cenat and Ice Show Speeder are gonna beat every mainline Mario game. Maybe Nintendo should do a small sponsor with them. Probably not. Their language is something that Nintendo's not gonna co-endorse. I mean, I don't mind it myself, but Nintendo's not gonna put their brand on two guys that talk with the way that they talk. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. That'd be a bad idea. A very, 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 very bad idea. Just get the free publicity, get the free advertising, take it and shut up, because those are obviously the two of the biggest streamers in the world. Do not endorse them. Do not put your stamp on them. Just take the marketing and take the advertising and go about your business. That'd be a really bad idea to do that. Let's see here. That's why some of you guys don't run companies, by the way. Let me just say that right now, because like 99% of people would be like, oh, that's a great idea. And then like the 1% would be like, no, that's a terrible idea. And it would turn out to be an actual terrible idea. So yeah. Let's see here. Elias says the Dash, you can't get sponsorship, so Speed ain't definitely get. Yeah. It's just not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, those guys definitely deserve their sponsorships. Like, I'm down. Like, they should have called me up. I would have been able to roll there with them and give them some, because, you know, I know Mario better than they do. You know what I'm saying? But obviously I'm not on that level, nowhere near that level. So hopefully one of these days. But yeah, it's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Just take the free advertising. Take the free marketing. There you go. Let's see here. Nintendo may lose partners if they collaborate with Speed. Yeah, exactly. It's not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Well, it's not even about that. It's more of like it's more of the optics. I mean, I'm pretty sure everything would be fine. Like, I don't think it'd be like a real problem. Like, I mean, if they just said like a little sponsored by Nintendo logo, I don't really think that'd be a big deal. But then when you start hearing them talk, like, people are gonna start associating it with that, and then say Nintendo put their seal on approval of people that talk like this. So no, like, I just think it's just not a good idea. You know. Like I said, it'd be forgotten in a little bit, because lots of major brands, you know, put their stamp of approval on both of those guys' streams, but it's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different. What's up, Bad Set? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Paul Gale? Welcome. How you doing today, man? How you doing? Shout outs. Welcome. Myriadon. What's up, Myriadon785? Yo, what's good, man? LRP. What's up, LRP? Welcome. How you doing today? Shout outs, guys. Let's go. Good to see all you guys here. Phoenicia, what's up? Welcome. How are you? Hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Big love to the Hokage, Mr. Cyber Taurus. Also, Stream Ninja Cyber Taurus as well with the 50. Aim it is 50 or 55. You can be up my man Cyber T on both boards. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. Let's keep it going, though, with the shout outs. If you're here in the chat, make sure you say what up. Let's start predicting the Nintendo Switch 2 launch the rest of the 2025, because I think that we have a pretty clear shot of what's happening. We still have a number of games coming out, Switch 2 editions coming out as well. So the games that we don't know the release dates of are Splatoon, Raiders. That's one game that I think is coming out this year that we don't know the release date of. People forget about that game already because Nintendo's barely talked about it. We know that Drag Cross Drive is an August game, but I do think that it's not going to be the August game. I think that another game can come out in August alongside of it. It's a $20 eShop game, not even physical. So that's not a game that's going to be like a major type of big player when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2. So I still think that Metroid Prime 4 has a chance for August, or Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime Hunters, some remasters of older Metroid Prime games could be big releases along with Drag Cross Drive. So you just put those all together. September could be Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We could also get September. Then we have October. October, we know that's Pokemon Legends ZA. That's October. November, there still could be Kirby Air Riders could be November, or Age of Imprisonment could be November, and then December that could be Kirby, or they could just do Kirby and Age of Imprisonment both in November, and then just have December blank, because obviously you're gonna have all the games and Christmas and people buying Pokemon and people buying Mario and people buying Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong's gonna be a major seller throughout the whole year. I think it's gonna be a big seller throughout the whole year. Justin with the $3 dono.
Did you see the Xbox Quest S?
I did.
Lol, they are just branding everything as an Xbox.
Yeah, and that's essentially what I wanted to talk about later once we get past this. Well, we can talk about it now too, but Microsoft is moving over to licensing. I think that's what Microsoft is. They're going to be a publisher and a licensing, and I think that that's how they're going to make their money. They're going to make their money, obviously, making games on all platforms, and they're going to make their money licensing their brand or slapping their brand on other things. So, hey, you can get this ROG Ally Xbox. Oh, you can get this Meta Xbox. Oh, you can get this Xbox that's our new console, but it's really just a PC, and then we'll have new ones every now and then. Like, oh, the new Xbox, PC Mega 7702. The new Xbox PC Mega 7703. I think it's going to be something like that. They're definitely moving over towards the licensing slash partnership model with already established brands. The people that the only thing that I don't like, and I'll get to some more of the shout outs here. The only thing that I don't like is that all of the people, all the Xbox guys that told you that this wasn't happening, and all of the people that sat there and called you names and said certain things when we looked at Xbox and say, the ones that more like this, no, sorry, my bad. The ones that told you that selling systems isn't the future and it doesn't matter if Xbox doesn't sell systems or not, that doesn't matter. Game Pass is the future game. Those people are the ones that are like, okay, they're the fraudulent ones, because you can't sit here and tell me that Microsoft laying off thousands. By the way, Microsoft, this is their this is like their third or fourth round of layoffs in the past couple years. Like, it's been like 2 or 3 years, and they've had massive layoffs multiple times across Microsoft brand and Xbox brand. So no,
My PS5 and Switch is an XBOX.
Yes.
They just won't say it, lol.
the PS5 is essentially an Xbox now. I mean, after that Xbox presentation, it's pretty much an Xbox at this point. But the fact that people were trying to tell you, Cyber Taurus and everybody here, big love to Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the 60 combo breaker already. I'll play some more notifications just a bit. We already hit the hour-long we already hit the hour-long extension. Let's go. But the fact that people were trying to tell you that sales don't matter, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Like, the fact that Microsoft is doing what they're doing right now, it's clearly sales matter. If the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S were sitting at 80 million units sold, or 65 to 70 million units sold, I highly doubt this would be going on right now. That's happening with them. I really doubt that'd be the case. Let's just say somehow they sold 100 million units. You really think they'd be doing what they're doing and slapping their brand on everything and putting all their games on PlayStation and potentially Nintendo? And no, they wouldn't be doing this. So the people that were telling you that it doesn't matter, they don't know what they're talking about. They never know what they're talking about when it comes to video games. So well, at least when it comes to that aspect of video game sales. All right. Shout outs though. Big love to Cyber Taurus. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's get this overclock. We have hit the 60. Let's get to the 1 hour. Or sorry, we already got the 1 hour. Let's get to the 100 limit break as well. Let's go.
Overclock Buster.
I'm doing good though. Xbox is now West Sega. I mean, I'm not gonna go that far, but yeah, kind of. What's up, Eye of Thundera? Welcome. What's up, Sean Starlight? What's up? Uni went to an Xbox #1 fan, being the biggest hater. Yeah, shout outs to Uni, man. I know he tries. Microsoft has to do something, seeing an Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S sold poorly, well behind Nintendo. They have to do, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have to do something. But the problem was that when people tried to tell them, or at least when I said the strategy of doing this Game Pass thing, don't get me wrong, like it's a cool thing. But I think that Game Pass, I think, will have a negative, or it'll have an interesting effect on console sales, because instead of trying to build unique IPs that can build the base of the system, you're trying to find IPs that can sell a membership. So what sells a membership? Well, established stuff. What do I already know? What can I already get? That can sell a membership. So their mindset of Game Pass, I think, is directly detrimental to the growth of an actual platform by simply just ideas in terms of how Microsoft did it. Now, can you do it in a way to where it works? Yes, but it has to be done from within. It has to be done from actually cultivating your own IP from within that can stand on its own 2 feet without having to be on other brands. So like, let's say like a multiplayer brand that you buy from Activision. Well, duh, you can't make Call of Duty exclusive. That you'd lose out on $1 gazillion if you do that, right? So you can't do stuff like that. And plus there's antitrust issues. So they had to try to find brands and find things that can sell a membership. But at the same time, that was at the detriment of cultivating their own brands to sell the system itself. For example, where's Perfect Dark? Where's what happened to Halo, right? Look at, they tried to make it into a live service IP so they can sell it as a brand, or sell it as like a consistent long-term thing. I mean, obviously it's a free-to-play game, so you don't need to buy or you don't need to have Game Pass to play the game. But if you're actually in the business of trying to cultivate your IP and sell your IP, you'd make the Halo games like you made Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3 when you had that mindset then. You know, if you look at Gears of War, right? Look at what's kind of happened with Gears of War. Look at what's happened. Did I say Fable? Perfect Dark, Fable. Look at what's happened with their IPs. And I think that's where you can kind of, like the Xbox One era, where you can kind of see like where things kind of all fell apart. But they didn't do a great job of building that back up in the Xbox Series era. Now, are there some incredible things that they did? Absolutely. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying that they didn't do like good stuff with Game Pass. Game Pass is good. You know, gamers on a budget, gamers, you know, families, things like that. Game Pass is good for that. And I think that they try to do a good job of cultivating, you know, a smaller, or more like a entry level, or not entry level, an affordable system for families to be able to buy. The problem is that, like, families, like, I'm telling you something right now, like, kids, they want what they want, you know, and affordability is good. You want to have affordability. But at the end of the day, like, in today's day of depth and credit cards, like, the affordability angle is definitely a backseat to making sure that you have top tier content when it comes to first party games and cultivating things, you know? So that's essentially what I'm looking at, you know, what I'm looking at, and why Microsoft is going through what they're going through, at least what happened. Now, the layoffs are definitely that's a big problem. You know, you can talk about everything else when it comes to stuff with Microsoft, but the layoffs are a huge problem with Microsoft. They're a huge problem, just because it doesn't show confidence in the brand, and it depletes morale. I know this by talking to people that have worked at these big companies. If you're always on the edge of your seat, wondering if you're even going to have a job, that can't help you work your best. So I think that Projo, it's not talking down Xbox. We're literally talking about the actual news and what's happening. We're talking about facts here in terms of them. I mean, this is stuff that Phil Spencer has even said himself, that they didn't necessarily do a great job in the Xbox One era, that they had too many issues with delays and other things. Microsoft has also talked about how we're only going to have 4 IPs in terms of bringing stuff over, and then later it became more. So I'm not talking down anything. I'm simply giving you guys the truth and what's happening with Microsoft, you know? So they did not do a great job of selling the console when it comes to their own exclusive games. That's something I think that's somewhat factual at this point. Now, it's my opinion, but looking at the actual answers on what we have here with the Xbox not selling so well, it seems more factual than anything. It's the truth. Now, one thing that I noticed, I actually talked to some friends that I have that are in distribution, and I still, once again, they're not buying Xboxes. Like, a lot of stores are not getting Xbox shipments in. Now, maybe it's different. If you guys have it in your area, let me know. And I've seen some at like Targets and some of them, but there are some friends of mine that just say that we're not even buying. We have a number of Xbox Series X's, and the import fees and what's happening with the prices, nobody's buying them overall. So I don't know what's going on there. I think after that big price increase, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're still selling some. Obviously, they're selling something. They're not. It's not like Xbox sales have stopped worldwide or anything like that. That's clearly not the case. But here in the U.S., they're very expensive. You know, they're very, very, very expensive here in the U.S. For you know,
valuable items.
So yeah. Shout outs to Deported Sicilian with the $2 donations. I use my DoorDash credit card to pay off back taxes. Yo, thank you for the $2, Deported. Also, Shinru with the gifted membership, becoming the top gift ninja. So yeah, this is not a knock on Xbox. It's not a knock on them, you know, or anything. Like I said, I think that there's good things, but I think that we can safely say that the strategy of Game Pass and not cultivating your own IPs to sell the system has not necessarily worked. And I would say that probably having the affordable option of the Xbox Series S, that ultimately did not work either, right? That ultimately, what did that do for you? It's not like people bought the Xbox Series S at a very high rate, and it looks like the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S sales ratio is about, what, 50%? It's about 50. So it's like, I mean, those 50% of people, that 15 million or 14 million or whatever the sales numbers are for Xbox Series S, would they have just saved up a little bit more and bought the Xbox Series X if they wanted an Xbox? Maybe, maybe not, you know? Justin with the 3.
Did you see what IO said about Hitman on Switch 2?
Yes, I did. They said that they had like unfinished business or something along the lines of that. That's what I read, Justin. And that like Hitman didn't do as well on Switch 1, so that they had unfinished business and wanted to bring it out on Switch 2. Is that what they said? Unless they said something different, let me know. Justin, thank you for the $3 dono. Shinru, thank you for the gifted membership. You are the gift ninja as well. Thank you so much. Let's get the totals up, man. Thank you so much to Deported Sicilian and also Shinru. Thank you for the gifted, bro. Appreciate that. Let's get that to 70 on the board. Let's go. Combo breaks. And then Justin with the $3 as well, man. Thank you, Justin. What else did they say, though? I must have missed the rest of it. Does sales matter? If an undefeated Xbox changes his fighting style and starts losing, does it matter if he loses fans? Money doesn't matter. I think it does. Well, yeah, of course it does. I mean, look at the layoffs that are happening right now, you know? I know sales matter, but the majority of you guys, but I feel the same way. I don't think sales matter to me because I never matter. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, Sean, but I mean, like, if you like, let's just say you like Xbox hardware, right? So if you like Xbox hardware, sales would definitely matter, because if you like an actual Xbox console with physical sales and all that, sales would matter, because if you want another one of those, it's going to be hard to get another one if they don't sell. So sales matter. Now, do you have to care about sales? No, you don't. Caring and matter are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like your health matters, but do you have to care about it? No. But your health matters because that's directly tied to how you're going to live, right? So you don't have to care about your health, but it does matter. You know what I'm saying? Same thing here. You don't have to care about the sales, but the sales do matter. They do mean something in terms of just how it works, like, you know. So that's the difference. You don't have to care, but they matter, you know. Let's see. Deported with another $5 dono, and says, "Do you think DC guy secretly sleeps with the Xbox on his floor of his closet?" I mean, he could. So he could. That could be a thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. You know, Microsoft is saying that they got another next generation Xbox. I think it's gonna be a PC. I think it's gonna be like a hybrid PC thingy. So that's what my guess is. But we'll see. Don't think so. His criticisms are valid though. Don't think. I have Thundera. He's joking around. He is not serious when it comes down to it. And I don't know what criticisms you're talking about. I have seen some of Dreamcast guy's videos, and I would just say I disagree with some stuff, but he's entitled to his opinion for sure. Definitely disagree with a lot of stuff, but he's entitled to it. Let's see here. Let's see here. He sleeps with the Dreamcast. Okay, there you go. Sleeps with the Dreamcast. Let's see. Part impossible question. Head of Xbox might get back on track. I mean, there's really nothing to get back on track at this point. At this point, like, you just essentially, like, sales-wise, Microsoft is going to be okay, because sales-wise, Microsoft has a lot of IP, so they can sell. So they're going to make a ton of money. But hardware-wise, there's definitely some issues and stuff that they're going to have to consider. But I don't really think that there's anything they can do now at this point with the Xbox Series sales when it comes to how much it costs to buy an Xbox Series S or X and what they offer. I don't really think that there's anything they can do to get back on track with... get back on track! There's nothing they can do to get back on track with the Xbox Series of systems. It's just going to be... their licensing and what they do for the next generation. Like all the IP that they have, that they purchased. They purchased a bunch of IP, so now they can just essentially ride that IP out and then create more games on top of it and sell games, you know? They can also sell their Game Pass. They're going to sell Game Pass. They're going to sell their ROG Ally. They're going to have their next generation system. They're going to have, you know, they're going to have different avenues to sell stuff. So that's essentially what they're going to do, you know? There you go. And that's fine. You don't have to care about sales. Nobody's telling you that you have to care about sales, Sean. They matter, though, but you don't have to care about them. Those people at the Windows Central, like Jez, kept championing this idea that saying it's not bad, but hating on Nintendo and PS. Look at where they are now. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys. I get it, you know, Windows Central, Microsoft-centric stuff, but, like, you know, I think Jez, I don't think Jez is a bad person, but I do think that, yeah, I think that he's been off on when it comes to a number of different things. I mean, I watched the Xbox 2 podcast. I think that him and Randall are great, but there are some things that I definitely think are off base with some of the stuff that they said. Like, you know, kind of downplaying the console sales. I think that was a problem. Upplaying having a Game Pass. The future is just Game Pass. No, not necessarily. You know, so those are the things that I think that they were off base on. And clearly, like, if you're having diminishing sales, you're having to port on other platforms. You're no longer like you're having layoffs. You know, it's like that's not the sign of, oh, everything's just fine. That's not the sign of things are going great. You know.
I'm sitting here playing Switch 2 with a Super Mario Bros. 3 tin sign from my Nintendo Life is good. Can I get some music from Super Mario Bros. 3?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the greatest games of all time, Super Mario Bros. 3. So Super Mario Bros. 3. We're going to get the Mario Kart. Oh, no. We're just going to get Super Mario Bros. 3 music. We're just going to get the straight up music. We want the straight up original music, baby. Shout outs. Thank you so much to Mr. Justin. 81 on the board. Combo breaks. Let's go, man. What's up, Alonzo? Welcome. According to the internet, the Switch 2 is the worst, most overpriced system ever. Yeah, according to Twitter. According to Twitter, it's the worst. But I mean, according to actual gamers love the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of normal gamers, a lot of normal people like the system because it's still. Listen, and I'm going to make a video on this later, but let me tell you guys the reason why. And I said this before, and I said it in the truth about Switch 2. Is Switch 2 perfect? No. Is it above criticism? Absolutely not. Are there some things that could be better? Sure. Are there things that people are going to find? Sure. I don't disagree with all that. Like all that stuff. I'm not here to sit there and say this is the greatest system ever and it's the best and nothing else is even better and nobody. No, that's not what it's about. It's about actually talking about what we like, what we think is cool, what's fun, whatever. But actually making a real console that you can play anywhere, that can play games anywhere, that it doesn't have to have the strongest horsepower or anything like that. It just has to have great games, and it has to be powerful enough with great games. And that's what people want. People wanted that. People have wanted that for a very long time. Look at the Game Boy. You can go all the way back to the Game Boy. Game Boy was terrible in terms of the display, the screen, the graphics. It was bad. Even for the 1980s, it was bad. There was way better stuff. You know, even for the 1980s or early 90s, it was bad. You know, we had Game Gear and we had other stuff that was way more powerful and better, right? But people just want to be able to play games anywhere, you know, at a decent price in terms of in comparison to what else is out. Now, don't get me wrong. The prices are definitely higher on some of the stuff, and I'll get to the donos in just a bit. But once again, nobody else is actually even offering anything that's the same. Everybody's too scared to offer something like that. What are they doing? They're bailing out and making PC handhelds. Like, that's the easy way to do it. Oh, you already have a library. Oh, you don't have to make any actual games built for the system. Oh, you don't have to make a custom. It's just PC things. It's just PC thingies, right? Now, yes, you got to still put together the system and the RAM and all that type of stuff, but it's like, it's just such an easy way out. Whereas back then it was like, okay, here's a real competitor. Here's the Game Gear. Here's the, here's the Wonder Swan, or here's the Neo Geo Pocket, or here's like actual devices. Now, all those got bopped. Don't get me wrong. And so obviously that's the reason why they're not making stuff like this. But you guys see what I'm saying.
Fact,
you know?
Real Gamers supports Nintendo.
No,
obviously, since they're the one who brought PlayStation and Xbox to life.
I don't know about
notes, Twitter twats.
I don't know about Xbox. I think PlayStation was going to happen no matter what. But obviously the way that the PlayStation broke out into the scene was obviously closely intertwined with Nintendo. Big love to Deported with the $2. And he says, according to Shirtless Review Tech USA. Okay, shout outs to Shirtless Review Tech USA. Big love to CERN Foxtail. with the 17 months. Thank you, Cern Foxtail. And Super Christian Bonanza, thank you for the $3 dono, man. 85 on the board. Let's get the combos up. Almost at the 1 there. So yeah. Twitter people are so unhinged. I am a Twitter person. Listen, I'm on Twitter too, and sometimes it's hard to not rage on some of the nonsense that's on there. So many batteries, yes, the Game Gear. But what I'm trying to say is, like, nobody actually wants to make another dedicated system, like a dedicated hybrid, like a real hybrid platform. They're all making PC handhelds because it's much easier just to do that, to make a PC handheld, than it is to actually say, okay, we're going to start from ground zero, or we're going to somehow try to adapt our games that are already on console. Like, it's not easy to do. Like, nobody's done it, right? Sony, they bowed out after the PS Vita. They've bowed out, and we haven't had anybody jump into the ring since the PlayStation Vita, right? That was the last one, and the PS Vita's been gone now for, you know, since, like, what? They pretty much wound down 2015, 2016. Like, Vita's been pretty much done for a long time now at this point, right? So it's been almost a decade of Vita just pretty much being done. Like, when people actually thought Vita was going to end up being like a big seller, that's long gone, right? We knew a couple years after the Vita came out that it probably wasn't going to do very well. So yeah. So we haven't had anything in a long time. We've had nothing because it's very, very, very difficult to create a high-powered system that's cost-effective and then start from ground zero. Make exclusive games built for the metal, coded to the metal for it, and not just say, oh, it's a PC thingy that can play your PC games, right? That's so much easier. So what I would like to see is, like, maybe if Sony could jump into the ring with, like, that portable PS5 that they're talking about, developers can make games that are, you know, across Switch 2 and the portable PS5. I think that would be very, very exciting, for me at least, to be able to play something, depending on the price, right? I mean, that type of system could cost up to $1,000, but I mean, if it's $1,000, then I don't know about that. But I mean, like, you guys see what I'm saying, and not because I mean I couldn't afford it or whatever the case is. Like, that's not the point. The point is just like, oh man, I don't know, that's just might be a bit much, right? Because I mean, we've all spent more on, like, PCs and stuff like that, or a lot of us has. But my point is that it's tough to make this type of thing, and that's the reason why Switch 2 is doing so well. Is that because there's nobody else is making that, on top of the fact that Nintendo does have the big first-party games, right, to sell the system. They have Donkey Kong, they have Mario Kart, they have Pikmin, they have Kirby, they have all these different games. They have a huge backlog of first-party games. Like, they just have a lot that's going for them, despite all the negative stuff that's also, like I said, legit criticisms and stuff like that. They have a lot that's going for them as well, you know? So yeah, that's the big difference between them. What's up, Mr. Black? Welcome. Let's say I had an interview today. I think it went well. Nice. Let's go, the Great Wah. So my PC is so old. On the top of the line, I built it. Cost $750. When was that? The reason why I think a part of me is always gonna think sales don't matter to me is because no matter what happens, I'll support it. The failure, just my unpopular mindset. That's fine. Once again, you're allowed to have that. Nobody said that you can't, Sean. So you can have that mindset. You know, as mainly a PC gamer, the Switch 2 has been the platform I've been playing most since launch. The last month, I've been playing mainly Switch 2 and PS5. I'm a big fan of handheld gaming. Well, hold up. So are you mainly a PC gamer, Kale, or are you now a PS5 and Switch person? So it looks like you're kind of shifting over. Yeah, listen, and I don't care where you guys play. Like, honestly, play wherever you want, buy whatever you want, go wherever you want. I'm simply here to talk to you guys about what I see and analyzing the market from someone who's been, you know, doing this professionally for multiple years or decades now at this point. Now, am I always right? No. Can some of my stuff be off base a little bit? Sure, I can be off on things. But from what I see from Microsoft, like, you know, I was actually already old, but when Microsoft first started getting into console gaming, they sold the system on Halo. They sold the system on Fable. They sold the system on, you know, Forza. They sold the system on these, you know, exclusives that can sell. Same thing with the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 sold the system on Halo, sold the system on Gears, sold the system on Fable, sold the system on Forza, sold the system on even stuff like Lost Odyssey. Didn't sell incredible. Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, exclusives, right? These are what pushed the 360 on top of having great third-party deals and even some timed exclusives for third-party, you know, like Eternal Sonata and, you know, what else? They had other games as well, like what Square Enix, The Last Remnant, things like that. They just had random stuff as well. So that's what sold the system. That's what the era of Xbox that I grew up in. Now, Xbox did lose me in the Xbox One era, and not because I was tired of the hardware. It's because the games, like, there was no Fable, there was no Perfect Dark that I thought that was great. There was not something I wanted.
It's weird playing a game
you know?
that's not Rune Factory. Lol, do you ever have to readjust after playing one game for a while?
Absolutely, you have to readjust. I mean, that's just how your brain's wired and how it works, you know. Once you stop playing one game, you got to readjust to the next game. Absolutely. Yo, 88 on the board. Thank you to Justin with another $3 dono. Let's go. Combo break. Let's see here. Multiple decades. How long have you been doing this? Well, I've been doing this since 2010. So I'm not quite on multiple decades yet, but I'm going on multiple decades. So my first video was in 2010. So it's on a decade and a half, going on 2 decades. Dean with the $1 dono says, hi OJ, given their track record, I think the new Sony handheld alongside a next-gen system is a disaster waiting to happen. Also, not much incentive for devs to optimize a game, minus the ability to sell it on a different marketplace. I think what Sony's going to do is that Sony's going to make it to where it's basically going to be a portable PS5. It can play anything that's PS5 level or down. So you can play PS4 games, you can play PS5 games, you can stream PS6 games on there, and essentially that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a streaming / dedicated device, all digital, to where you can download your PS5 library, so you can play all your PS5 games, you can play all your PS4 games, but then you can also stream. Like, you know, the PS Now streaming or the PS Plus streaming or whatever it's called. The PS Plus streaming, you can do that. Plus, you can stream your PS6 games as well. That's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be that. Let's say, my bad, I've been almost exclusively PC since 2018 besides Switch. But this last year, I've been making the shift back to console games for simplicity since I work with tech. I want that stuff just work. Yeah. And you know what? Yo, Kale, that's kind of how I feel. Now, I don't work with tech, but I do work at my desk all day, and I don't want to be at a desk. I'm telling you guys, the minute I'm done streaming, sometimes I just turn everything off. The last thing that I want to do is say, okay, let me play a game right here at my freaking desk. I don't want to be at my desk all day. So yes, I mean, I put my green screen down, I turn on my TV, or I grab my Switch, you know, and I just play in the living room. I get my son, you know, I'll have him running in and out of my room, or I'm out there in the living room with him. He's watching Cocomelon. I'll play my Switch, you know, so that's what I want to do. I don't want to be sitting at a desk. So that's the main reason why I just said I'm done with PC gaming. I gave it a great shot though. Like, I legit tried to give it a good shot, you know, I gave it, you know, I bought a gaming / editing PC, you know, top of the line back in 2022, nice graphics card, and I bought games, and I tried to play them on PC, and it just didn't work out for me. Like, I bought Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and I don't want to play it on there. I don't want to play it on PC. I don't like dealing with PCs, so, but I tried, and I'm just done. I'm good. I'm probably done buying. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy another PC game again. So unless something drastic happens. But yeah, unless, you know, Microsoft's new console, maybe I'll get that. That's like a PC kind of. Maybe I'll get something like that. But I'll hook it up to my TV though. It won't be hooked up to a monitor on my PC. So. So yeah, that's just my take. Like I said, it's not to knock on PC gaming. I just don't feel like I don't need to do PC gaming anymore. You know. I just don't need to anymore. But yeah, it's still good though. Like, PC gaming's still good. There's still a market for it. Obviously, there's still a big market for it. If Xbox is going to third party, when do you think we'll first hear about the Halo Collection PS5? If Xbox is going third party, I mean, Dragon Warrior. We've already seen a bunch of Microsoft's games head over there, so it's not even if. They already are. Like, did you not see the Summer Games Fest Dragon Warrior? So, they already put Forza. They already put Gears is already on there. So yeah, like, it's not if. They are. They're going third. They are third party. Microsoft is third party. That's actually fact. But yeah, I think we'll see Halo maybe sometime later this year or next year or something like that. Let's see here. Deports Sicilian with the $12 says, the minute OJ ends his stream, he's like, oh, the camera's on. You don't want to have the camera's on moment. You don't want to have that. You definitely don't want to have that on stream. Shout out to my man Deported. Thank you for the $2 dono, getting us to 91 on the board. Thank you so much, man. Combo breaks. Almost at that 100 limit break bonus stream. Let's go, man. Let's see. But OJ, I thought your son was a Bluey fan. I'm trying to get him to watch Bluey, but he's still kind of resisting. But yeah, we're going to watch more Bluey. But he's more of a Cocomelon person right now, but he's changing. He's getting bigger. The dude's getting really big. He's getting tall. He's getting, you know, just he's becoming a big guy. So I think soon we'll move over to Bluey and other shows, you know, maybe Gracie's Corner, stuff like Grace's Corner or Gracie's Corner, whatever that show is. Like, But yeah, we're trying. I'm trying to get him off. Cocomelon's like quite possibly the most annoying channel that I've ever watched in my life. One of the most annoying channels, like children's channels. So yeah, I'm trying to do some Sesame Street with him too as well. So, but he's resisting. Dank Meme with the 63 months, man. What's up, Dank Meme? Shout outs, dude. Let's see. You're gonna have to play at your desk if you want to play some Drag Cross Drive. You actually don't. That's the funny thing. Johnny Disorder with the Ninja Peach. Guys, let me tell you something right now. The Joy-Cons 2s work on your lap. They work on your lap, baby. So I can be at the TV. I can be at my TV doing the Joy-Con 2s on my lap. They work, man. I don't know how well they work. No, actually, I do know how well. I've tried it. So yeah, but yeah, you're probably gonna have to be at a desk for Drag Cross Drive. But I mean, I'm not gonna be playing Drag Cross Drive like crazy. I'm not gonna be playing that like crazy. Thank you, Johnny Disorder, with the $5 combo breaker hitting us. Thank you so much, my man, Johnny Disorder. Welcome back, brother. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for the 63 months, dude. Cocomelon fries kids' brains because of the frame rate, and apparently it's addictive. Cocomelon is addictive, and yes, it definitely hijacks your kid's brain. I know for a fact it does. That's why I'm trying to slowly get my son off of Cocomelon. But yes, it definitely fries the brains and hijacks it with sensory overload and colors and loud bright lights and just constant, constant blaring music. It's terrible. So I'm trying. I'm honestly trying my hardest to get him off of Cocomelon. Like, I'm trying to switch it up. I'm trying to get him different shows, trying to get him other educational things, trying to get him like Tab Time, this black lady like with the afro, she's cool. So I'm trying to do other stuff, but man, he goes into a tizzy when he doesn't see it. So we're slowly trying to get Cocomelon out of the rotation, So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Cocomelon annoyed the hell out of me. Yeah, Cocomelon's trash. It's garbage, but it's super popular. When I was a kid, I didn't like none of that stuff. Like when I was his age, my mom told me I didn't even like none of that. So I barely liked Sesame Street when I was a kid, back in the day and all that. Like, so I barely liked the kid shows. I was always into cartoons, even when I was little. I would like to watch I like to watch what was it, like He-Man, or I like to watch the Ninja Turtles. I was never into like that, that kiddie stuff. Even back in the day when like the kiddie shows that we had back in the 80s and stuff like that, I was never into those. My mom told me I was never into those. And I remember back when I was little, like when I was 3, I can remember as far back as when I was 2. I have a really good memory when it comes to certain things, and I can remember as far back as when I was 2 years old, which sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm capping right now, but I can really remember. I remember when I was 2 years old. I remember certain things that happened when I was 2. I remember my mom taking me to church. I remember people grabbing my cheek and saying, back then, in the 70s, 80s and stuff, random strangers used to grab a kid's cheek and be like, oh, he's so cute. Now you don't put your hands on any kids in today's day. But back then, yeah, you used to grab their cheek and pinch them and say, oh, look at that cute boy. Look at those little cheeks. So I remember freaking people doing that all the time to me when I'm 2 years old, grabbing me and pinching me and going like this. Oh, look at those cheeks. So I remember stuff like that. I remember eating donuts at church. I remember my brother picking me up, and like we had this like an old apartment like when we lived in Oregon. And I remember my brother picking me up and like taking me upstairs and sitting me down and us playing like Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle and stuff like that. So I can remember like a long time ago, just like certain, not everything, not like day to day everything, but like certain aspects, that's not cap at all. Hey, what's up, V? Welcome. How are you doing today? Shout outs. You'll support till you die. Hey, I appreciate that. Yo, big love to V. Not cap at all. Everything that I said right now is 100% true. 1000% true. Did I watch The Good Times? Yeah, I watched The Good Times. Let's see here. Ray Bradbury claimed he could remember actually being born a baby in the crib. Now, I don't remember that far back, no. But I can remember when I was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Like, I can remember far back. My first memories is when I'm like 2. Like when I'm 2 to 3 years old. So, let's see here. Hell yeah, man. Me too. My first memory was like when I was 2 also. Yeah, like some people can remember things. Some people can't, but some people can remember things. As a kid, I always remember DBZ, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Never really got into the kid shows. Yeah, like I never really got into like the super baby kid shows. Like, I mean, they'd come on back in the day, We had a number of different shows, but I never liked them. I never really liked them at all. Let's see here. Dr. Birdie says, love the Switch 2 so much. Shout outs to Switch 2, man. Voltron, yeah. I remember watching, like, back in the day, I'd watch, like, He-Man, Voltron. I had, like, G.I. Joe. Like, there was, like, a bunch of different shows that I'd watch back in the day, you know? And then once I got older, there was, like, Nicktoons. There was, like, Dexter's Lab. There was Rugrats. There was... Hey Arnold was a little bit later, but still Hey Arnold. Like, there was a bunch of cool shows. Like, the 90s, I think, had incredible shows. I also liked watching just, like, Nickelodeon, like, the live-action Nickelodeon shows. So, like, Global Guts, Are You Afraid of the Dark, you know, Legend of the Hidden Temple, you know, Salute Your Shorts, just all that type of stuff, too. So I used to watch. I liked all that stuff, too. I thought that stuff was great, you know? So, yeah, that was all good stuff. Angry Beavers was a little bit, but yeah, Angry Beavers, yeah, Transformers back in the day. Jimmy Neutron was past my time. I was already an adult when Jimmy Neutron came out, but yeah, Jimmy Neutron, I mean, that's cool, but I was already kind of older than that. Same thing with SpongeBob. I was already kind of older, but SpongeBob was still cool though. Like, it was still cool. But yeah, like Cow and Chicken, that was a bit later too. All those shows, those are all good. Those are all good shows. All Real Monsters. I love All Real Monsters. I think that was like early 90s as well, like 94, mid to early 90s. I love All Real Monsters. That's a great show. Good show. Shinry with the $5 Ninja Peach. Captain N was trash.
Chat, please go easy on me. I picked up the Rida Remastered on Switch 2 since I had a $10 off coupon through Best Buy. I hope it's a good game overall.
It is a good game. It is a good game. Rido is a good game, but you said forgive you because you bought a game key card. Listen, man, you don't have to apologize. If you want to buy a game key card, buy a game key card. At some point, I know I'm going to fold and buy one as well. I just don't need to because I have enough games to play between backwards compatibility and right now. But I mean, I'm probably going to fold and buy a game key card at some point, especially when they start going on sale. Like if you start seeing game key cards, you know, like let's just say Street Fighter 6 for like $25, yeah, I'm going to pick that up, you know? Or like game key cards that are like just cheaper. Now, at full price, probably not. But for cheaper, yeah, I'll probably pick up game key cards. So you don't got to apologize. Like I said, you don't got to apologize. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of game key cards. But if you want to buy them, that's fine. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. The game is the game, you know? Like you buy whatever you want. So shout outs. We get the 100 on the limit break. Let's go. Yeah, this is SpongeBob trend. I was a little bit too old. You know what? I was older when SpongeBob came out, but it was still really good. Like SpongeBob is, I still watched it, and I thought it was still really, 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 really good. SpongeBob has always been good to me. So yeah, I like the show. I remember loved watching Blue's Clues, Teletubbies, and other Nicktoons shows as a kid. I hated those shows. I hated Blue's Clues. That show's trash. I hated Blue's Clues. I know that it's really good and people like it, but I really dislike Blue's Clues. And I don't like Teletubbies. That show's also trash. Those are the type of things that I'm talking about. Although I was already a bit older when those came out. Yeah, but those shows are trash. Like, those shows are garbage. Like, I absolutely hated them. I liked Power Rangers, too, back in the day. Absolutely hated them. Samurai Jack, that's already... Guys, I'm talking about 80s shows. Like, we're talking like I watched 70s and 80s shows. So when people say, oh, like, Samurai Jack, that's a late 90s show. So I'm already older. By the time that Samurai Jack comes out, I'm already older. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of great, you know, shows that when you guys, some of you guys were probably born in the 90s. A lot of you guys were probably born in the 90s, right? So you grew up with, like, early 2000 shows, mid 2000 shows, stuff like that. So, yeah, cool, Samurai Jack. But Samurai Jack and SpongeBob and those shows weren't around when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, like I said, it was like Voltron. It was like He-Man. It was old, like Ninja Turtles. These are 80s shows. And, like, early 90s shows. So... you didn't miss anything, David. What's good, man? How are you doing today? The Real Ghostbusters. The Real Ghostbusters. I remember that show. Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons is a fantastic show. Very good. Justin with the $3 dono. Let's go.
Realistically, how fast do you think you could beat Super Mario Bros. 3?
In my heyday, I can beat Super Mario Bros. 3 in not like record-breaking time, but I can beat Super Mario Bros. 3 like pretty fast. Like I can definitely beat it in like what, a couple hours, maybe an hour or so. Like I don't think it'd take me too long without using any cheats, like without using the warp. Like if you use the warp, you can beat it way faster, right? But without you like actually going through each level, in my heyday, I can beat it pretty quickly because I've done it before. Me and my brother, we would speed run Mario Bros 3 for fun at home when we were kids back in the day. You know, we would take it, we would speed run it where he'd go first. Boom, go. How fast can you beat the game? This is before speedrunning was even a thing. This was just like us doing it for fun. But we would do speedrunning plus high score. So we would sometimes take some time to jump on some extra Goombas' heads or to get like an extra coin brick or whatever the case is. Because we would do like, you go, how fast can you do it in one sitting, and then I would go. So I beat Mario Bros 3. That's probably the game that I beat the most amount of times is Mario Bros 3. I beat that game more times than I can count. I don't even know how many times I beat the game because I beat it so many times. Because I played it religiously back in like 1990 or 1991, 92, 92, 93, 94, 95. Like for like, I think about 5 years I played and beat that game at least minimum. The first couple of years, 1990, 91, 92, 93, for about 4 years, 4 calendar years, I would say I probably beat that game. Like I said, I'm just guessing here, but I probably beat that game around 100 times a year. Maybe. Like I said, we just constantly played it, and we got so good at the game that we would beat it easily. Like, we would just easily beat the game. The game is actually difficult. If you play it now, most people will say it's a difficult game. But back then, it wasn't seen as like, it was just seen as this is not that difficult, but it's okay, but it's not that difficult. But there's some BS stuff in that game. Like, I tried to play it recently, like a couple years ago, and I got cooked. I was getting cooked, man. I was getting like absolutely cooked. And I'm like, what the heck? I suck at this game now. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono, man. Thundercats is trash, but I understand why people like it. Ed and Eddie was so funny. My favorite scene was that Ed was doing static electricity and says, like Double D, zippity zap zap, boom. Yeah, Ed and Eddie's a great show. Guardians of Azuma, nice. Let's go, man. Let's go. Guardians of Azuma. I got a new grip for my Switch. Let me show you guys real quick. So this is my old one. These are just cheap grips that I'm getting till Satisfy comes out with theirs. So I got another new grip. It doesn't even have like a brand name on it. I don't know if it's going to be good though. It feels really kind of stiff. And the power button is hard to get here, which is okay. But yeah, I got a new grip. But it definitely makes it easier to hold. And it's got some like grippy things right here. It makes it easier to hold than this one. This one was too slick and smooth on the back. But I don't know if it's going to put marks on my Joy-Cons on the back of it, but we'll see. But either way, yeah, I got a new grip in it. It actually makes it seem like it's just part of the system. This actually looks like this is how the system is supposed to look, right? And this one actually gives you access to the kickstand and everything. This one did not give you access to it. It did not give you access to the kickstand, but this one does. So, but it actually looks like it's part of the system. If Nintendo made the system like this, I don't think anybody would be too mad. Although it is thicker, right? The profile is way bigger. But yeah. No, this is not a D brand case. This is just a... I've just been looking at random Chinese cases. There's such... Like, this is called BH Gift? BH Gift? I don't know. What game is this? Dude, I don't even know what game, does anybody know what game that is? I think that's just some random PC game or some random generated graphics. For N Switch to True Protective, it's called True Protective Case. This is essentially like the malto meal, like just cereal, sugar cereal, bran flakes, you know what I'm saying? Like just the straight up, purple drink. So it looks like Assassin's Creed. This is, oh, no, this is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks like Aloy on like a metal, it looks like Aloy. It's really kind of hard to tell, but it definitely looks like Horizon Zero Dawn. I know it's hard to tell, but it looks like Horizon Zero Dawn. That's hilarious. So yeah. It could be just an AI though. So they say non-slip bump, and slip and sweat proof, breathable and comfortable. Humanized arc, comfortable hand feel, wear resistant, no deformation when attached. Thick and soft TPU, comfortable hand feel, wear resistant, no deformation when stretched, okay? and precise alignment of holes. 1-to-1 real matching mold, accurate alignment of the holes. So there you go. This is what I've got. Real quick, let me grab my other one so you guys know the name of it. You called that one? Hold up. Okay. So so this one is the this one right here. So this is my older one that I just bought. they're all like $20 on Amazon. So I've just been buying some like just cheap ones just to see. Cyber Taurus with the $5.
It's the Legend of Horizon, Tears of the Alloy.
Tears of the Alloy. Rugged hybrid protective case, Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the $5. You guys can fund me buying more ghetto cases and reviewing all them. We can do that too. Rugged, I'll buy more if you guys want me to. And I'll tell you guys how each one is. Rugged hybrid protective case. So, MBA Switch 2025 CC case. This is also another Chinese random thing case. So that's this one right here. Breath of the Thunderjaw. That's this one. What I don't like about this one is that it's too. First of all, it looks like it's getting foggy. It looks like it's getting foggy. This is rubbery, so that's definitely good that this is like rubbery and like you can like easily, you know, take off the case. But yeah, it's too slick. There's no like little grippy things on the back of it, so it feels way too slick when playing. So that's what I don't like about this one. I think I'm gonna take this one back. So that's my review. My review is no on the rugged hybrid protective case. I don't even know the name of it. Let me see what's inside here, so I can just see. I think they got some like I can actually tell what the name of it is. So, oh no, it's called rugged hybrid protective case. I mean that's the name. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, don't buy the rugged hybrid protective case. Don't buy that one. So the BH gift case, this one seems to have a bit more promise. So I'm gonna take this one back. This one seems to have a bit more promise. This one's also a cheap $20 case, Amazon, because it actually gives you some grippy things. Although it still feels kind of slick. It just feels like slick grip. It's not. They should have went with like a chalky. I don't know. It still feels kind of slick. Although it feels better in the hands than the other one, and this one does give you access to your kickstand, so now you can still play, you know, portable mode, or tabletop mode. You can still play tabletop mode, no problem. So yeah, this one definitely feels, like I said, this one actually feels like it's part of the system. Like Nintendo would like give this to you like a grip, right, for like your Joy-Cons. It feels like they give this to you like when you want to play portable mode. So yeah, I think this one, the BH Gift True Protective Case, I give this one a better. Now I'm gonna play it tonight. I'm gonna see exactly what it's about, you know. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out if this one's good or not. We'll find out if this one's good or not. Or we'll find out if this one's good. Big love to my man, Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the $5 dono. You guys are out here tonight. Can we get a double platinum tonight? Looks like we're on our way. We're at 109 on the board. Thank you guys so much. Going further. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Also, Cyber Taurus extending his Hokage lead to $65. Anybody does 65 or more, beat up my man Cyber Taurus on the board. Let's go. Thank you so much, Cyber Taurus. Cyber Taurus still leading with the Hulk Stream Ninja lead as well. If they ported Lego Horizon, then Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster port makes sense. I don't think it makes sense because that's one of their tentpole games, so I don't see that. Dang, did you get early access to the Kill Switch 2? No. Oh my gosh. If Hori and Ardius make Metroid themed sling back for Switch 2, I'm buying it ASAP. Oh, that'd be nice. I mean, look, OJ, there's a humor about 2 first-party Sony games going to Switch 2. Horizon is not off the table. Oh, there's a rumor. What? I saw people talk with that on Twitter, but can anybody link me what they're talking about there, Elias? Like, I don't think is that real? Is that real? I tried to cancel my D-brand after Justin's info yesterday. Sadly, I was too late. Oh, man. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what, man? That D-brand stuff is wild right now. I don't know. How long did it take for you to download Mario? Hello, how long did it take to download Mario Kart World? Mario Kart World, okay. Gerald, it depends on your internet connection, but I think it took me, like 20 minutes or something like that, 20, 30 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how long. I don't remember, to be honest, but it's going to be based on your internet connection. But the game's like 20 something gigs, so yeah. Favorite Bulls player? I know Michael Jordan because Charlie Kirk talks about him all the time, but that's it. My favorite Bulls player? Yeah, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's my favorite Bulls player. But outside of Michael Jordan, probably Tony Kukoc or Scottie Pippen. Let's see here. I think someone said maybe Death Stranding is the rumored Sony game, but that's multi-plat now. If anything, Astrobot could come to Switch 2. I don't think Astrobot's coming to Switch 2. Death Stranding, I don't consider that a Sony game, but sure, Death Stranding. Okay, I can get that. D Rose is like my fourth favorite. For me, it's probably Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, then maybe D Rose. You know that, and then maybe, and I'd probably say like Dennis Rodman. I might even put like Dennis Rodman, probably like right below D Rose. But yeah, the top three is Jordan, Pippen, and Kukoc. I love. Those are my three guys, man. Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, and then D Rose. And I know that's disrespectful to D Rose. I get it, but you know, D Rose, he didn't win the championship with the Bulls, and you know, Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, and Rodman did. So, but no, I still love D Rose though. I still love D Rose. He's great. In terms of old school Bulls, I don't like anybody from the 80s outside of Pippen, so screw all those guys. They didn't win nothing. No, I'm joking. I'm a big fan. I like Ron Harper. He was on the second three-peat Bulls team. I like BJ Armstrong. I think he was awesome for like a small guard. What's called Paxton. John Paxton. He was like the Steve Kerr. You know, you got to have that little white guy that can shoot threes. So I was a big fan of Paxton back in the day. John Sally, not so much of a fan of him, but you know, whatever. But yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. Am I from Chicago? No, I'm not from Chicago. I'm from California. Let's see here. Kukoc with the left hand was deadly. Kukoc, left hand deadly, great passer, great shooter. Not the best defender, but not terrible. Very good sixth man of the year. Very good, like sixth man coming off the bench, gives you instant scoring, height, you know, good stuff. Horace Grant, yeah, first three-peat Horace. I loved Horace Grant. Horace Grant for the first three-peat. First three-peat with Horace Grant, very good stuff as well. Gravity Rush would be nice. Ooh, Gravity Rush for Switch 2. Yeah, Gravity Rush for Switch 2 would be good. Yeah, that would be good if they did it, but I don't know if they're gonna do it. All right, so Elias gave me a link, so I'm gonna check out this link here. Looks like Switch 2. When was this? This was June 20th, so this was 4 days ago. Looks like Switch 2 will be the only console with exclusive games, and the new PlayStation rumor has any weight to it. So, but PlayStation exclusives reportedly coming to Switch 2. Rumor from veteran Arab journalist. So I saw a comment from a veteran Arab gamer, Omar Almodi. Almodi? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Who has been over 20 years in the industry, hinting that major PlayStation exclusives from this generation is maybe coming to Switch 2, maybe even more than one. Just to clarify, I hope journalists don't quote me. I'm just sharing what I saw from his comment. If anyone here has any info or thoughts, you can share it. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I think, yeah, maybe Death Stranding director's cut, but I mean, they said more. So I'm guessing it's something like, yeah, it would be something like Gravity Rush. Or it'd be something like Freedom Wars, right? Because apparently, I mean, Freedom Wars already came over, but they said major. So they said, okay, just PlayStation exclusives. That major PlayStation exclusive. So they said major, but who knows? That could have been lost in translation. So I'm guessing just I'm probably thinking Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush 1 and 2 could come over. I'm guessing something like that. Do a licensing deal. Like they did like Freedom Wars and what else did they? They did Freedom Wars and what else? There's another game. Hot Shots Golf, Freedom Wars. So Sony's already done a little bit. The Lego game. So Sony has 3 games already that they've announced as like exclusives that are now coming over to Nintendo Switch. Switch 1 and Switch 2. So yeah, I think that's possible. So that's definitely possible. Yes, I just like the Bulls. I like Michael Jordan. When I was younger, Michael Jordan was like the 80s. Everybody was all talking about Michael Jordan. He flew through the air and dunked the basketball. So there's a lot of people that are Bulls fans. If you see guys that are in their 40s and 50s and have nothing to do with Chicago, you can attribute that to the 80s and Michael Jordan. Just like think of him, he was like, you know, today's day and age, like LeBron or like Kobe or whatever, right? Like he was just the guy. Before Jordan, I had watched the NBA, but I was not the biggest fan of the NBA. When Jordan got into the NBA and he the tongue and the sticking out, the little gold chain, the shoes, the dunking from the free throw line, like it was just something that you had never seen I'd never seen anybody this good in basketball. Like I had watched Dr. J, I had watched, you know, we had other guys that came in. We had obviously Larry Bird and we had Magic Johnson, we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, we had Dr. J, we had all sorts of, like, you know, Moses Malone, we had all sorts of great players. But Michael Jordan was a revolution. There was nothing, he's a one of one. He is a unicorn. There's nobody that's even close. The only person that's even close, well, Kobe Bryant is maybe close. But really there's nobody else that's anywhere near like Michael Jordan. And at the time that Michael Jordan came in, there was nothing else like him. So that's the reason why you see there's a lot of Bulls fans that have nothing to do with Chicago. I don't even like Chicago that much, to be honest. But I like the Chicago Bulls. So, yeah, that's really what it comes down to. So, I mean, like, even like California, there's tons of Bulls fans here. And that's, like I said, depending on when you were born, you would be a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan, you know? So a lot of 80s guys, a lot of 80s and early 90s guys, mid 90s guys, a lot of us are Bulls fans. Girls and guys, a lot of us are Bulls fans. So that's what it comes down to. I generally would be surprised if Death Stranding comes to Switch 2. Kojima really develops games for Nintendo consoles post SNES. I don't know if that'd be his call, and I don't think he's be the one that's developing it, George FT, because that'd be a licensing thing. Then that would be something that somebody else does. So it'd be very similar to, like, let's say the Twin Snakes, right? The Twin Snakes, or even let's say that game. That game came to the GameCube. Well, why did it come to the GameCube? Somebody else did it. How about Snake Eater? Snake Eater came to the 3DS. Well, why'd that come over? Well, because somebody else did it. Kojima, somebody else did it. So there's definitely been games that are on Nintendo platforms from Kojima. There's the Boktai or whatever, that game. That's after the SNES. So there's been multiple games that Kojima's done. Yo, Justin with the Kirby!
Do you think Nintendo will ever try a Kirby spin-off game starring another character like Meta Knight, or will they just keep them as side modes and small eShop only spin-offs?
Absolutely. I definitely see a Meta Knight game, probably in the Switch 2 era. I can see them making a Meta Knight game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I see it happening. This generation we'll get like a Kirby spin-off Meta Knight game, like an action platformer Meta Knight game. Yeah. Yep. Shout out to Justin. I know that's a lame duck answer, but no, I actually think it's gonna happen. I think they actually are gonna make a like a Meta Knight game or something like that. Yeah. Let's see here. Yes, Kojima gets a say because the production's IP the rights to yeah, but Kojima's not going to be making the game himself. He's not going to be the one that's making the port of Death Stranding. Just like he wasn't the one who made Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes on the GameCube. He wasn't the one who made Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, he's not going to be spending his time doing that. He's going to get somebody else to do that, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Kojima doesn't make anything like in terms of his own like games like where he markets like the first to come. No, he's a PlayStation guy, so he likes to put stuff on PlayStation first. But when it comes to like his team or somebody else handling one of the games that he's worked on, sure. Death Stranding is 6 years old at this point. I mean, I can see it coming over. Yeah. Let's see here. Meta Knight platformer would be lit. Yes, that'd be very fun. Big love to Justin with the big $20, and we're gonna play some Kirby. Let's go. Kirby Fountain of Dreams. Sackboy coming to Switch? Yeah, I don't know if Sackboy's coming, but you never know. Switch is the only place for sports fans. Can't play baseball and everything. Everything else, we just need college and hockey. Is it the place for sports games? I don't know if it's the place for sports games. But yeah, I appreciate that. Shout outs. Let's go. Thank you so much for the $20. The Kirby Dono, 1992. Let's go. Lego. Boom, 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 boom. Zone of Enders. Ooh, that'd be nice. I can't unlock any new costumes all of a sudden in Mario Kart World, no matter what food I pick up. Solutions anybody else can relate? No, I haven't really tried to unlock all the costumes, but if you just go to the free roam mode and just continuously go to like there's like one like the Peach area, like the Peach Circuit place. There's like a fountain like in the middle that just has like a bunch of food that you can just get over and over and over and over and over, and you can just unlock the costumes that way. Just look it up, just Google search it, my view, and if you have any problems like when it comes to like things you need to pick up or get, just Google searching is probably the best option, because trust me, there'll be somebody that'll know exactly what to do, you know, to get what you need to get. So just Google search it, my view. Alejandro with the $2 and says, OJ, hype levels if Zelda Ocarina of Time remake gets announced. Hype levels are high, but I mean, you know, like it's still Ocarina of Time, but yeah, hype levels would be high for sure. I'd be down for it. I'd be down, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? Well, that's fair. Kojima probably doesn't really care much about Nintendo consoles since they don't do the greatest and latest grab tech. Well, he just likes Sony. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just always been a big fan of Sony. So, but yeah, he's definitely a fan of tech. But I mean, if he wanted the latest and greatest, then PC would be the #1 option for him. But yes, he likes PlayStation. He likes Sony. He said this himself. He said he likes Sony cameras. He likes the Sony, like, you know, and the PS1. Obviously, he worked on tech before Sony got into the business. Like he worked on like the Mega Drive. What did he work on back in the day? Like that Mega Drive system, or like those old ass systems that he used to work on, like the Metal Gear games, like MS whatever. Forgot what it's called. Or PC Engine games or something. So yeah, he worked on stuff like that back in the day before Sony. But really, where Kojima became Kojima was Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. That's where he really became the legendary Hideo Kojima. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why he has a big affiliation and association with Sony products, because that made him a made man. So if I was him, I'd be the same way too. Like if something makes you a made man, you're going to be more, you know, oh, I like this brand because that gave him his riches. He's rich because of the PS1. He is who he is because of that. It's got him so many opportunities. So if I was him, I'd be the same thing. Like I feel that same amount of depth as well, because that's what got him to be Kojima, you know? Paperboy? I don't think a new Paperboy's coming out. So yeah. Let's see, got Metal Gear got Metal Gear 2 at $10 at the eShop. Can't stop playing. Crazy sales on the eShop. Nice, let's go. By the way, I finished watching Nintendo Prime stream yesterday. Apparently Shadow Fox Infinite is going to be debating that guy too tomorrow. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, well. That's, listen, that's going to be interesting. I might tune in for that, but whatever. Whatever. So what was the who won the debate? Let's just say that. You don't gotta go. Who do you feel won the debate? Your honest opinion. Let's see. If you press Y while roaming the online world, you can see what characters you have to unlock and what characters you're using. Single player, you can see the just press Y. Well, there you go. Oh, like Mr. Black. That's okay. No, he's talking to somebody else, or she's talking to somebody else. It's all good. Yeah, I see Forza coming over. I see Halo coming over to Switch 2 as well at some point, you know, in the future. Astrobot Game of the Year Edition coming to Switch 2. What's up, Ronald? Yeah, Astrobot Game of the Year coming to Switch 2. Yeah, I doubt. I don't think Sony would want to put Astrobot on Switch 2. I mean, would it sell a ton? Hell yeah. Dude, here's why they don't want to do it. If they put Astrobot on Switch 2, it'd sell more than it did on PlayStation. And then Sony would be like, nah, we can't. That's just bad optics. That's just bad optics. If they put Astrobot on Switch 2 and it sells better than it does on PlayStation, that's just bad optics for them. So they're not going to do that. They won't do that. So yeah. Let's see here. Why is Prime still entertaining the hater? I don't know, man. It is what it is. So debate with Gamebird wasn't really a debate, more of a discussion. LOL. Also, he still hasn't learned. He still forgets stuff at times. He's not prepared. Of course he's not, because he's a fraud and a joke. That's why. Yeah, just Google it. My view. You can find the answer pretty quickly. Super Mario Odyssey, the only Odyssey that matters. To be honest, the only Odyssey that matters. There's One Piece Odyssey, there's the Space Odyssey 2000, there's all sorts of Odysseys, but Odyssey's definitely one of the more popular Odysseys, that's for sure. Sackboy, I mean, listen, if they want to do Sackboy, they can do Sackboy. I don't really care. I mean, if they did Little Big Planet, that'd be great. Like if they just did like Little Big Planet, like if they did like a Little Big Planet collection, that'd be so awesome, man. That'd be so good. I'd be down for that. So yeah. Also, guys, PSA for Switch 2s. I just saw this on Twitter again, and I had my video on it. Guys, do not buy used Switch 2s. Do not buy a used Switch 2. There are people that are using the MIG Switch, and they are taking the system and they are using the MIG Switch. It's getting banned from online. People are saying that it's getting bricked, but bricked is not a good word for that because bricked means the system doesn't work. Like it's just bricked. Like it doesn't operate. It operates. It works, but you can't go online. You can't play Mario Kart World. You can't go on the eShop. Like you can't have access to the services. So it's not bricked. You can still play games. You can still play, you know, your games. But I don't think you'd have, I'm not sure if you'd even have access to, like, let's say you buy a game key card. I'm not sure if you'd have access to the game key card games. I'm not sure. You might, but I'm not sure. So do not buy a used Switch 2. Do not buy a refurbished Switch 2. Just wait till there's a new one in stores because, yeah, there's definitely some issues right now. There's definitely some issues overall when it comes down to what's happening with the Switch 2s. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. So it's already underwater. Nintendo probably mentioned your debate and XD years ago. He says that you used the feelings while he used facts. I respectfully disagree. I mean, there's some stuff that I think that might be true to that. Although I did try to use facts as well, but maybe there was some of that stuff with it. But what we did see with Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition was that they did remake parts of the game. So parts of the game were remade, just not the whole thing. So I don't think it was really more to say about feelings more than facts. It was more so than what I saw. And me not understanding in terms of everything when it comes to what remake is compared to remaster. So it really wasn't more about that. It was just me being misinformed on it. But they did remake aspects of the game. They remade the hands, they remade the face, they remade certain like levels that they added tech. Like they did a bunch of stuff to it, but it wasn't a complete remake. So I was wrong on that one. But I don't know if it was more about feelings more so than me not understanding, misinformed on what a remake actually is overall in the first place, you know. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate for $8.99 right now on the eShop. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate $8.99 on the eShop. I think it plays a lot better on the Switch too, so I would say yeah. Unless if Vertinga plays Switch 2 where all he did was compare Switch 2 to Steam Deck and then return it. All he did was compare Switch 2 to Steam Deck and then return it. Yeah, nobody cares about Vertinga Plays' comparison to all that. Like, we already know where he stands when it comes to Nintendo content. So that's not relevant. Like I said, he's kind of more of like a trolling, you know, type of channel. He's not somebody that's going to give you an actual accurate comparison about the games, or like he doesn't like it. So yeah, no point even mentioning it. Justin with the $3 dono.
The used Switch 2 ban reminds me of when my friend bought a used PS5 for a Christmas present for his kid and it was banned. He now knows to check it before wrapping consoles.
Yeah, Sony's also done the same thing, and Microsoft to a degree as well. Sometimes you get systems that are banned for, you know, hacking or for whatever, and people will they'll just sell theirs back, and then like the stores don't check them. So if you buy it from like GameStop or something like that, you got to have them check it to see if it can go online. That needs to be that should be part of the process anyway. It should already be part of the process, you know? So yeah. Yeah, finally, there's still no universal standard on what's a remake or remaster. There really isn't, because it's so funny when it comes to remake versus remaster. Like Tony Hawk, right, or Crash Bandicoot, those games are like almost completely remade, pretty much completely remade. They call them remasters. So like Activision called them remasters or whatever, like, you know. So yeah, there's really no standard at this point. But I mean, obviously there's a general basis that I was off base on when it comes to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. So yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. I haven't seen OJ be wrong about another topic. Well, yeah, this was like 2020. This is 2020, so this was 5 years ago. And hold up. I'm not saying that I'm never wrong. I've said that before one time. Listen, I've been wrong on things. I mean, look, Prime's been wrong. I've been wrong. But here's what I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong on anything that I've said on Switch 2 so far. I've been spot on pretty much most of the stuff that I said when it comes to Switch stuff. I had a few things that I was wrong on. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm right on everything, but I'm definitely right on a lot of things. That's why, like I said, a lot of people don't want to do the debates. A lot of people don't want to do the debates because they know that I'm right about stuff. So they'll just sit there and criticize from the sideline. You know, they'll sit there and talk-ish from the sideline. When I offer them to come on to talk about whatever they want to talk about, or because they want to call me names or say that I'm this and that, I say, hey, come on and talk to me about why you feel the way that you feel about me. Oh, no, I don't want to. Oh, that's not fun. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Or, oh, well, they start making a bunch of excuses. But they're motor mouse and they're chatty catties. You know what I'm saying? Like they're chatty and chatty on Twitter. They're chatty on their live streams. They're chatty everywhere else. But they're too much of a wimp to come through and talk. So that's how I know I've been right on a lot of things. Because a lot of people have stuff to say on Twitter and on YouTube and things like that. But then when I ask them, hey, come through and talk man to man or whatever. No, I don't want to do that. You might make me look stupid, you know? Like, I saw what you did to that guy. I saw what you did to him. You're not going to get me like that. Oh man, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me like that. No, you ain't going to get me like that. So yeah. Justin with another $3 donee.
I'm still salty with GameStop. I ordered a Splatoon 3 Pro controller. They sent me a Splatoon 2 fake Pro controller and then claimed that I was lying. I say this with respect at that GameStop.
Oh my, dude, that's like a ender. That's like a call corporate and raise hell. That I'm literally going. I am doing Austin 316. I am doing Stone Cold Steve. If that happened to me, Justin, I am like literally the glass breaking. I am doing Stone Cold Steve Austin. You buy a Splatoon Pro controller, they send you a fake one, and then sit there and say that you're lying about that. Like, dude, the controller's right here. Like, no, absolutely not. But you know what? That's the reason why I officially stopped forever shopping at GameStop. Here's my story of why I said I'll never shop at GameStop again. Which, I mean, I've had stories, but there was a long time where I didn't go to GameStop. But I remember, there's many stories, but I remember I pre-ordered Star Ocean, the second story, the Star Ocean, the game that came out on the Switch, and PS5, that one. I pre-ordered that game, and they did not know where my pre-order was, and they didn't like taking the time to find my pre-order. They literally said, "Hey man, your pre-order's here. I know that it's here, but yeah, we're good." Yes. The second story are I pre-ordered it, and I went to the store to pick it up, and they could not find where it was at. I was like, oh, dude, I said, I'm never coming to this place ever again. I said, I'm never coming to this place. And then I think there was one more time, maybe, I went there the year that my son was born. I ordered 2 games from their discounted sales. I ordered Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition on Xbox, because they had it for a super discounted price. And I ordered, what's that one game? It's like a first person, like where you do like like Japanese game. Tango made it. You guys remember Tango? That used to, Microsoft made it with Tango, but then Microsoft killed that studio off, and then it's with somebody else. I forgot but it was like a first person game where you're doing hand signs and like doing like Ghostwire Tokyo. That's the game. There you go. You guys know this stuff better than me. Who's the professional here? Okay, Ghostwire Tokyo. I would have never remembered that name. Bro, I would have never remembered that name. Okay, Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo. Yes, that game.
That
oh
was
my
the
gosh.
first controller I actually destroyed, no joke. Lol, I tried to use it, but it had stick drift. I smashed it onto the concrete.
Just say that. just dude, I swear I would have raised hell like Stone Cold, man. I would have been there cussing out a storm. They would have had to restrain me out of there, man. They would have had to restrain me out of there, bro. Yo, shout outs. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Big love to Justin with another $3 dono going. Almost at a platinum and a half. Let's go. But yeah, I ordered Ghostwire Tokyo, Justin. Thank you for the big 3, man. And thank you for the multiple donos tonight. I appreciate it. Let's go. Getting the combo count up. Let's go. Let's get it. And I got the Ghostwire, it said brand new. Bro, this is not brand new. Somebody took that in their room, and I don't know what they were doing in their room, but there was some foreign sticky substance on the game. First of all, it wasn't wrapped. Second of all, there was a sticky substance on the game box, and in like when I opened the box was like sticky, and I'm like, oh hell no. So I took it back to them, and they were, oh, what's wrong with it? What's wrong? I'm like, bro, look at it. This does not look new. He's like, all right. I said, I'm done. I'm never buying from them again. And my Street Fighter 6 never came. It never came at all. And then they just canceled it. So I never even got Street Fighter. I said, I'm never shopping at this place ever again. So that was 2023. That was when I was done. I was in the hospital. My son was being born in 2023, and I bought it then because like it was just like a late night in the hospital. You know, he's there. You have to stay like a day or two after the baby's born. So I was just like, all right, let me just buy some games real quick. You know, maybe I'll have something to get like, you know, play when I get back. You know, when I get back home. And yeah, I was like, I'm done. I got Ghostwire. It came way later than it should have. Dude, it sucked. I'm never buying from GameStop ever again. So I'm done. So yeah, I know it was super risky, but I got refurbished Steam Deck from GameStop 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, you can buy stuff refurbished, you know, but if I were you, I wouldn't buy anything Nintendo Switch 2 refurbished. Let me just say that. Because Nintendo, they be putting them bands out there on the MIG Switch. I just got a good deal off the grid. Switch 2 off of eBay. Just got a good deal off the grid. Yeah, right, casual noob. Yeah, GameStop has Steam Decks. Yeah, some GameStops have Steam Decks. Yes. So yeah. Ew! I know it was nasty, Yellow Kazoo. It was nasty. Yeah, I have a daughter. She's 13. I have a 13-year-old daughter. Then I have my boy is going to be 2 soon. So yeah. Let's see here. I know super risky. Okay, you said that was super risky. Yeah, man. Oh gosh, it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. This casual off the truck that was robbed. Yes, it was that truck. The truck that was robbed, man. If you guys have questions, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. More than happy to answer all of your questions for you guys. We did get restocks for the Nintendo Switch 2 coming up this week. So look out for restocks, guys. If you are looking to get a Switch 2, restocks seem to be coming in. I checked my Best Buy. My Best Buy actually got restocks today. I got a tip from one of my homies. And he's like, yo, there's going to be restocks locally. There's not going to be a lot. They had around maybe 50 to 60 at the Best Buy. And they're gone. And they're gone. People just came in through the day and just bought them periodically through the day. Just bought them, gone. They were gone. But apparently there are places where they do have them. And in Europe, you can find them like in Europe in lots of places. So Europe seems to be good, but the US seems, in certain places, US seems to be the restocks are going faster than you can say restock. So yeah, but look out. There's going to be more restocks at Walmart this week as well. So yeah, Target apparently got restocked, but everywhere where I'm at it's cleaned out. It's cleaned out everywhere where I'm at. So, but look out, there are restocks this week. So yeah. Also, what's the stapling receipt on the brand new Switch 2s? Yeah, I know, that was GameStop. Then they made jokes about it too, which was kind of funny. So, restock. Dang, not fast enough. I know, seriously, not fast enough. I was able to test it before buying it. That's good. You should always be able to test the refurbished system before buying it. You should always be able to test it. But yeah, no, it's all good though, man. As long as you got something that you wanted, it's all good. It's all good. I listen, and not to be, you know, not hating or nothing. I had to get rid of my Steam Deck, you know, my Steam Deck OLED. I had a nice Steam Deck OLED. I got rid of it though. I had to get rid of it to fund the super expensive Nintendo Switch 2 system. That's just so expensive. So yeah. Let's see here. Boy and a girl. Lucky man. Congrats. See, I'm done. I am done. I got my boy. I got my girl. I am good. I mean, it was 11 years apart, but hey, I'll take it. You know, it's better than nothing. No more kids. I am done. I mean, my wife, she does say like, oh, maybe in the future after she gets settled and does what she wants to do, maybe she'll, cause like she's younger than me, so she's like, oh well, maybe in the future. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but like not right now. At least like I know like for a fact nothing in like the next year or 2 or 3. You know, maybe after that, because like I said, she's young. She can still, she's still good, but nothing soon. Nothing anytime soon. Okay, sold his Steam Deck to his son for full price. Oh, you mean OJ? He said OJ sold his Steam Deck to son for full price. Yeah, full price, baby. $550. Yo, just with the 3.
What's crazy is I actually saw someone buying Hitman for the Switch 2 today. It was one of 2 copies in Walmart.
Nice. He's like, all right. Somebody else. Was the person bald? Was it actually the Hitman? Was it Agent 47 himself? He's like, if no one's gonna do this, I'm gonna have to do this myself. He stealthily snuck in there, secretly bought it when barely Justin caught a glimpse of him though. Was he in a different outfit? Did he use like a Walmart person's outfit to buy it to make sure nobody knew that it was actually him? So shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the $3 my man Justin with the combo breaks coming through. We're almost at a platinum and a half, guys. We are 7 combos away from the platinum and a half. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for your support, man. I appreciate that. Vin Diesel. I could never sell a Steam Deck. I won't lose my. I would never sell a Steam Deck. I won't lose my freedom. I fight for the home of the land of the brave. America. America. Home of the freedom. My freedom. Let's see here. He was wearing a banana outfit. Yo, let's go. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let's see here. On my local news, Kai Cenat sat down with the mayor of New York to get the city's approval to do another giveaway. Guess he doesn't want the legal smoke again. Yeah. Well, last time people were getting hurt and it was kind of crazy out there, so that's a good idea. That's a good idea. If you're really done, 4 words, OJ. Condom and birth control. Oh, what? That's how you prevent. Thanks for letting me know about that, Super Christian B-Roll. Thank you. I appreciate it. What? That's how you prevent pregnancies? Wow. Who would have known about those tactics? I'll try it out. Oh my gosh, man. It's all good. That's so fun. Your daughter has a brother now. All his siblings growing up. Oh well, no, she already has. She has other brothers as well. She has from that side. So no, she's good. She has brothers and stuff. So she's good. She has 3 younger brothers.
You can take my rights, but you will never take my Steam Deck.
You can take my rights, but you'll never take my Steam Deck. Yes, shout outs. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Justin with another $3 let's go. Take my rights, but never take my Steam Deck. Never take my Steam. Please don't take my Steam Deck. People out here are crazy, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Yo, I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good, man? How you doing today? Unless OJ gets the snip. Bro, I don't believe in the snip. We were talking about this the other day. Why are they playing Odyssey again? We just listened to this song. I don't believe in that whole snip thing, man. That's weird. I ain't doing that stuff. I ain't letting nobody snip nothing. That's crazy. I can control myself. I can control myself, man. So I don't really need no snip. So yeah. Let's see here. What's up, Squirrel Swirl? Nintendo should sue Digital Foundry for clout chasing, being a professional channel. They're absolute clowns. Nintendo cannot sue them for them giving their opinion on tech. That's crazy. Hell, if anything, they paid them for an advertisement when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. So no. So yeah, it's not that I don't believe. It has nothing to do with me being Catholic. It has to do with just me. I don't believe in somebody. I don't want somebody snipping around stuff. That's just weird. But it has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with religion. I just don't feel like having somebody do that to me, man. You know, this is weird. Like I said, I can control myself, or I can use preventative measures. Like I don't gotta freaking have somebody cut something or do something weird to me. I don't need all that. It ain't that big of a deal. Look, I had my daughter. It took 11 years before I had another kid. Like, it's not like I was celibate for 11 years. You know what I'm It was 11 years in between my first one. So it's not like I'm Tyreek Hill or something like that, guys. I can control myself. Like it's an 11-year gap in between the two. You know? So I don't need tips on how to do stuff, guys. I'm good. I went 11 years with no children in between. So I'm good. Let's see here. OJ, if Nintendo Direct is July, you think before or after Donkey Kong Bonanza? Before or after? It might be probably before, like slightly before, if that was the case, you know? Yeah. I don't know. People acting weird. But think of the savings. What savings? What savings? Oh, what savings? Let's see, Mario Kart. I got Mario Kart on Crown City. Holy moly, I got everything thrown at me. Yeah, that's the normal way of Mario Kart. That's the normal way. I still have my OG Nintendo Switch and DS. I'll be honest, I do not love the OG Nintendo Switch. My OG Nintendo Switches have been retired. Look, I've got so many OG Nintendo. I don't even know where all of them are, but my OG Nintendo. Here's my OLED. My OG OLED has been retired, but you know, no, it's still good. But you know, it's been retired. The OLED. It feels small at this point when it comes to holding this system. Now that I've been holding the Switch 2 for quite some time, this one definitely does not feel like, oh snap, this is. Yeah, there's still some nostalgia here. You know, the good old OLED Switch. You know what I'm saying? The good old OLED Switch. But it just doesn't quite feel as good to play this as it does the Switch 2. The Switch 2 definitely, even if not even talking about like with the grip. But yeah, the good old Switch 2, it's still here. It's still here. We still got it. We still out here. When it comes down to it. So, but it actually feels small, and the screen looks small, even though this is a OLED screen, so it's a pretty good sized screen. It feels small after playing the Switch 2 for a number of weeks. So, yeah, I still got my OLED Switch, and then I still have this right here. Is my OG Switch. Is it? No, this is, never mind. This is not my OG Switch. This is my Switch version 2. This is the Switch version 2. Yeah, this is the better battery Nintendo Switch. I think it's dead. I don't think I have a charge on it. Okay, yeah, it's not turning on, so yeah, I think it's dead. So, yeah, that's the better battery Nintendo Switch. Cybertrust with the $5 dono.
A buddy of mine taking my Zelda Skyward Sword Joy-Cons, breaking them down, and making a shadow box out of them to hang on my wall.
Ooh, nice. That sounds really interesting. Yo, big love to my man Cyber Taurus with the 151 and the $70 total. Thank you so much, Cyber Taurus, extending the lead and getting us to the platinum and a half. Let's go. Let's go ahead and play it. We're not at the double platinum quite yet, but we might as well just play the notification for the platinum and a half. We are 49 away from the platinum or from the 2 times platinum. Let's go. Okay, Cyber Taurus, thank you for that. And since we got that platinum and a half, I will show you guys my actual OG Nintendo Switch, which I've showed you guys before. It has like this Zelda one, but this is actually the first Nintendo Switch that I bought. So this is the first Nintendo Switch that I bought. So, and like the top is kind of cracked. The fans are really loud. The fans get super, super, super loud. This thing's definitely, I played the heck out of this thing. A lot of hours of Zelda. Pretty much all my hours, or most of my hours of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, are on this OG Switch. Oh my gosh, that screen looks... Look at this! That screen definitely looking a little bit crusty. It's looking small, man. The bezels on here look crazy big. Unless, like, hold up. No, wait, no, this must be, must be a mistake. Like, there must be, like, oh my gosh, it looks crazy small. And the screen looks wild. The screen looks super not good. It looked better. Of course, the OLED screen looks better. And the Switch 2 screen looks way better than this screen. So yeah, the OG original Switch. This is the original gangsta Switch. You know, the grandpa Switch. Yeah, man. So yeah, a lot of hours on this Switch, man. A lot of hours on this Switch. I wonder if it still has my times for my profile for like different games and stuff. No, it's all loading. Yeah, it's all messed up. It's all jacked up on here. Loading failed. Not connecting to the internet. So yeah, OG Switch. We still out here. You know what I'm saying? We still out here. Let's go. So yeah, those are all the Switches that I have, at least right here. I got some more, but I don't know where they are. Or they're in boxes or something like that. So yeah, OLED V2 and the original. All right, hold up. Let me put these. So I still have them kind of like out, you know, but they're retired. But I have them out, but they're definitely retired, you know. They're definitely retired. So yeah. Let's see here. Justin done the $3 dono.
After some time has passed, you should play the OG Switch for a day handheld mode. Lol.
Oh man, yeah. Right now, just looking at that original Switch screen, that screen looks. It looks so off, the color and everything, compared to, like, you know, I'm so used to holding, you know, this Switch. I'm so used to holding the Switch 2, where it's like the screen's just like massive, right? Big screen. And then, like I said, the colors and the vibrancy look so much better on the Switch 2 screen than it does on the Switch 1 screen. Switch 1 or the original one. And like even like the theme is better. So like yeah, the colors and the vibrancy look way better. This looks almost like as good as like the OLED screen. You know? So I'm just so used to this. So seeing that, turning on that original one, oh man, that was like a trip. Although the only thing that I don't like about this case is that it's really hard to press the power button, which I think that might be intentional, but it makes it really difficult. Like you got to really come over from like the top here to press the power button. Like it's got you gotta. But I guess that's a good thing though, so you don't accidentally hit it like when you're, you know, using the top of it. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah. Grandpa Switch, the OG Switch. Y'all got the same design on my OG Switch. Yeah, you got it at Walmart. I remember when I first got the Switch, I was like, oh, I need, like, they were selling a Breath of the Wild, like, case. And I think I picked up a case, and, like, it was, like, a Joy-Con, where you can put, like, a little sticker on your Joy-Con and on your dock. So I was like, okay, I can get, like, a little custom thing here, which was pretty funny. Let's see here. I ain't selling. Oh no, I'm not selling I got a Zelda OLED Switch. I'm not selling that either. I'm not. That is awesome. I got one sealed up. I got a Switch Lite too, like a Zelda Switch Lite. I got a couple other ones that I just like collectors, you know. So, let's see here. I got knocked out top 3. My badge is gone. So sad. It's all good. I'm a mob the ish out of my Switch OLED. Yeah, definitely. Now that it's done, definitely do all that. Have fun. So yeah. Hey, what's up? I'm just gonna call you KK. What up, KK? Because I don't know how to say your name. Is it Kelrith? I'm just gonna say never mind, Kelrith. If that makes sense. If that's how you say it. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Shinru with the $3 dono. Let's go.
OJ,
yeah.
Do you in the chat think Nintendo will do refreshes for Switch 2 down the road? Especially special editions? What game do you think they'll make a special edition Switch 2 first?
Yeah.
Also, how many special edition Switches you got, my guy?
I don't know how. I have 1, 2. I don't know where all of mine are. I'll be honest. I think I'm missing some. I'm trying to look to where all my stuff's like here and here. But I think I have probably about, like, we're not counting the V1, the V2. Like, we're not counting that as special. We're not counting the OLED as special. But so, like, you talk about, like, Switch Lite, the Zelda Switch Lite, I have that. I have the Zelda OLED, I have that. I have the Animal Crossing Switch, and I have the Mario Bros. Switch. So I think I have at least 4 special edition Switches. I think I have at least 4. Oh, I have the Pokemon Switch. I'm looking at it right now. I have the Pokemon. So I have 5. I have 5 special edition Switches that I just have sealed that are for just collectors, just like collector stuff. I think I have 5. But like I said, those were bought over multiple years, obviously, over the 8 years plus. But I just keep them sealed. I don't use them or anything like that. Thank you for the $3 though, Shinru. I appreciate that, man. Let's see here. When it comes to your question, though, big love. Thank you, Shinru, with the $3 dono. We are going even further beyond. We're getting to the platinum or the 2 times platinum. Let's go, guys. I know we can hit the 2 times platinum. Let's get it. Shout outs. Thank you guys so much for your support tonight. Seriously, you guys have been incredible. Thank you so much, man. Shinru, Justin, Cyber Taurus, we out here tonight, man. Big love to everybody that's dropped donos. Remember, if you drop a dono, though, put your music request in there. We're not getting any music requests. You guys are dropping donos, but nobody's putting their music request. So if you drop a dono, put your music request in there. So Shinru, yes, we're gonna get special editions, but I think Nintendo's gonna be more picky because of how much it costs to actually make a Switch 2 compared to in the past. So I think that the first special edition Switch that we're going to get is probably gonna be like the next super big Switch 2 game. So like, let's just say Animal Crossing, or if that's you know, Legend of Zelda, that's Mario. So I think it's gonna be like the next major $80 game, right? So that's probably gonna be like the next Zelda game, or the next Mario game, or the next Smash Brothers. I think Smash. Oh, I got a Smash Brothers Switch too, so I guess that would make, I think, 6 special editions. Yeah, I have a Smash Brothers Switch, so 6 special editions. Anyway, Smash Brothers, something like that. Yeah, absolutely, something like that. That's not my launch day. Switch still works fine. I'll be keeping it for sure. Yes, mine still works. It's just as loud as hell. So yeah. Just loud. Okay, I think my chat actually froze. So give me a second here, guys, because I see the chat going on the screen, but it's not going on my actual stuff here. Okay. So yeah, chat froze. That's okay. We out here. I got a new chat. Yeah, I think that we can see a special edition Switch in that sense. Telling you guys, OJ, 10 years from now, guys, I found another Switch. It's in my trunk next to my spare tire. I know, seriously, dude. I'm trying to look. I got a lot. Cybertours with the $5 dono. No, you don't. I use Cybertours.
Okay, hit me with some Mass Effect music. If that's copyright, then let's get some metaphor tracks going.
Mass Effect is not copyright. But Cybertours, you already dropped donos, so just tell me what music you want. Like, you've already dropped a lot and didn't request any, so you don't have to. I appreciate it though, but I got you with some track. I got you with multiple tracks though. I got you with multiple tracks. Appreciate that, man. Skull and Bones Special Edition was tough. Anybody got that Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Switch Lite? I do not have the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Switch Lite. I think Jordan Fringe has it, but I know the people that bought it. But I have the, do I have it? No, I don't have that. I have the OLED Pokemon one though. I have the OLED one. All right, let's see here. Let's do Mass Effect music. All right, Mass Effect music. So we're just gonna do the original trilogy soundtrack. Got the theme of Mass Effect. No, it's all good. Hey, thank you so much. Yo, Cyber Taurus. Another combo breaks from my man, Cyber Taurus. Yo, 162, less than 40 away from the double platinum. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate you. Which I used to be Santa for your son. That would be so cute. Santa? No, I'm not dressing up as Santa for my boy. He gets presents though, so trust me, he's already had 2 good Christmases already, so it's all good. It's all good, but I'm not dressing up. I'll take him to go see Santa though, and I'll let him get a picture and all that stuff, but I ain't dressing up. I don't feel like dressing up. Oh man. Anybody got special edition games? I got Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Yep, I've got all the Xenoblade special editions. I've got the Tears of the Kingdom. Was there a Tears of the Kingdom special edition? There was a Switch. I don't know if there's a special edition for Tears of the Kingdom. I think there might have been. But I got the Breath of the Wild Black Box special edition. So yeah, I've got a lot of the special edition games that came out. Like there's definitely some special edition games that I don't have for Switch 1, but I got a lot of the special edition games. Like I got a lot of them. I got Bayonetta, I got SMT, I got Fire Emblem, I've got so many. Like I got Triangle Strategy, I got Bravely Default, even though that's not really like a special edition. They sent me something. I got No More Heroes, man, Valkyria Chronicles, Sakuna Rise of Ruin. Oh man, what else? Pokemon Sword and Shield Double Pack. A lot of different specialists. I'm looking around here. There's a lot of them that I got. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of special editions. If you play Pokemon Violet, AI Turo battle for me, I appreciate it, homie. Yeah, I got you next. We'll play that after a couple tracks of Mass Effect. Pokemon Violet Turo battle. Shout outs, man. Appreciate you. There was a special. Do I have the special edition for Tears of the Kingdom? I don't remember me buying the special edition or not. Like, that's the funny thing. I don't remember if I bought it. I might have. I'm really curious now if I actually have it. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I actually have a Tears of the Kingdom special edition. Do I? I think I have it, but I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in the back or somewhere there, or it's in my other box that I have. But I don't think I have it. I think I remember getting it, but I don't remember 100%. So yeah, I don't remember 100%. So yeah. What's up, the Geek Show? Welcome, man. I bought my Switch 1 in November 2017 and not another Switch bought until Switch 2 launched. Hey, that's the way to get it done, man. Just got to use the current Switch that you have. Let's see here. I'm missing Xenoblade 2 and 3 Special Edition, Octopath Special, and those are the only ones I regret. And Breath of the Wild. Oh, yeah. I got Octopath. I got Octopath 1. I don't know about Octopath 2. I got like I said, yeah, I got all the Xenoblades. I got even Xenoblade X Special Edition that was on the Wii U. I got that one as well. So, yeah, I got all the Xeno games. Anything Monolith Soft makes, you know I'm getting the special edition. I'm getting anything Monolith Soft puts out. So yeah, let me play this Turtle music, and then we'll get back to some Mass Effect music as well. Shout outs, thank you so much, Shinru. Thank you, Cyber Torch with the 5 as well. 162 on the board. Yo, combo breaks. You're out here. Actually says, I had a ton of financial obligations when Switch 2 released, so I still haven't picked up anything but Mario Kart World and Fast Racing. Yeah, man, take your time. Like, it's gonna, dude. Guys, listen, it's going to be a long generation, bro. So take your time, play what you got, you know, don't worry about picking up a bunch of different stuff. And then, you know, when stuff comes out that you want, like Donkey Kong or whatever, then pick that up, you know. Do you have the Smash Brothers Pro Controller? I do have the Smash Brothers Pro Controller because that came with the special edition of Super Smash Brothers. So I have that one. Then also Destiny FOMO, she sent me like a bunch of games just randomly one time. She was like, hey, what's your address? And I was like, why? She's like, oh, I just want to send you something. I'm like, okay. I thought she was going to send me like, I don't know, like something that's just like not that big of a deal. And like when I opened it up, there was just like a bunch of, she's like sent me like Smash Brothers, which I already bought it, but she sent me like another one. She sent me like, I forgot what else, but she sent me like just like a package, just like at least like 6 or 7 games and like just various stuff. So she was just being nice. So I was like, oh, that's nice of you, Destiny. Thank you. So yeah, I do have the Smash Brothers special edition. DKB one though. Yes, excited. Yes, I'm excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza. So we know OJ would copy Xenoblade Switch 2 for 600 with special edition. Oh, of course, I'd cop a Xenoblade 2 special edition. Of course. I'm guessing that if they do special editions, they're going to be $50 on top of the price. So yeah, it would be $550. Well, I mean, it'd be $500. I mean, technically they can be $500 for the special editions because a lot of the special editions don't actually come with the game. It's just the special edition of there. So they usually tack on what, $50 for special editions, right? So like a Switch OLED would be, or how much did they tack on for special editions? Like what was the MSRP for like the Pokemon special edition or like the Tears of the Kingdom? I don't remember. What were like this? What were the MSRPs for those? It's like those were like what, 400 plus tax. So did they tack on what, $50 for those? So I'm guessing it could be $500 for special editions, you know. But you never know. I mean, it could be more than that too. Why are people still hating on Switch 2? They don't know it's pointless. The system is selling great. Move on. It's not that people are hating. There's some stuff that's actually like logical when it comes to like the screen and things like that that people are talking about. So I don't think it's hating. There is some people that are hating, but a lot of people are, you know, just enjoying the system. I think they were $350 to $360. No, they weren't $350 because that's the price of the OLED. They were above the price of the OLED. Let me look at my Best Buy history because I think that's where I usually buy them, is Best Buy. So my Best Buy history will tell me My Best Buy history will tell me exactly what's happening here. So let's see. So I'm gonna look and I'm gonna see exactly how much I paid for some of these old school, not old school, but some of these past ones that came out. I think I bought the Zelda one. I bought the Zelda. Okay, so yeah, I bought the Zelda one, and you know what? Shinru is right. Shinru is absolutely right. Which, that's crazy. 389.69. So, I did buy a March 28th, 2023. I bought a what's it called? I bought it for $389.69. So there you go. It was the MSRP. I think they charged like a $10 on top of it. It's no, they charged 10. Yeah, it's just a $10 charge. It's $359.99. So it's just $9.99 extra on top of like the OLED. So they charge $10 more. So that does give us some hope for the Switch 2, that the Switch 2 special editions aren't going to be, you know, $50 more. They're going to be maybe $20 more. Maybe we'll do, instead of just $10, maybe they'll double that to 20. So it'll be $450, $469, $479 for them. That's what I'm guessing at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go with $479 for special edition Switch 2s. I was definitely wrong. Yeah, I was definitely wrong. 100% wrong on that. I thought it was more. But no, it was $359.99 plus the tax, $30 in shout outs to California, $30 tax. And yeah, $30 on top of that. So there you go. Let's see here. Metroid Prime Special Edition. Metroid Prime there was never a Metroid Prime Special Edition, was it? I think there was a Metroid Dread Special Edition, but there was never a Metroid Prime Special Edition, from what I remember. Was there? Was there a Metroid Prime Special Edition? I don't think there was. I think it was just the I don't think there was. I think there was Metroid Dread. Dread got a special one. For Switch 2. Okay, for Switch 2. You gotta say Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Special Edition. You gotta say that. When was the last time Nintendo launched a system without a big Mario game? Mario Kart is a big Mario game, but it actually happens more times than you would think, because it happened on the 3DS. They launched with no big, like, brand new Mario game. But Switch 2 had, obviously, Mario Kart. That's a Mario game. Not a 3D Mario game, but it's a big Mario game. It's Mario Kart. But 3DS had no big Mario release at launch. So, yeah, there's that. Also, the Wii also had no big 3D Mario game or big Mario game at launch. So, yeah, the Wii and the 3DS both did not. And I guess if you want to talk about GameCube, Luigi's Mansion, I don't know if that's really something or not, but Luigi's Mansion, I guess. So, I guess that you can call that a Mario game, sure. But, yeah, there's actually a number of times. Yeah, and the Switch 1. Exactly, yeah. GameCube, Wii, and Switch 1. So it actually has happened numerous times throughout the past 24 years. Yep. OG Switch didn't have it. So he said, when was the last time? Last gen. Just happened. My view thought that there was something there. Like, man, they didn't launch, like, they always do that. No, they don't. Multiple times. 3 times in the past 24 years. Literally last gen. Literally Switch 1. I'm over here naming all the stuff before. Like, no, it wasn't on this, Yeah, Switch 1 as well. They had Mario Kart, I guess, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a month later, so there was that. People's memories have gone like the wind. Yeah, that's definitely shish kebab memory right there. Yeah, my view, that's definitely shish kebab. That's definitely memory fried, because like it was just Switch 1. It was Breath of the Wild at launch, right? So yeah. Yeah, well, it's still a big Mario. New Super Mario Bros. Is still a big Mario game, but yeah, it definitely was not the console seller that they thought it was going to be. But they thought Nintendo Land was going to be the console seller. They thought that Nintendo Land, along with New Super Mario Bros., was going to be the casual system seller, couch co-op seller, and it ultimately was not that. So yeah, people forget things so easily. That's why revisionism and Nintendo happens. Yes, that's actually part of the reason why we get so much revisionist history. Is because people just forget stuff, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that sometimes people are very confident in their stupidity. That's the big problem that we see from everybody at times, man. But like from like crazy people that aren't willing to listen, at least, you know. 3DS launch sucked. I got it. Launch didn't have a single 3DS cart in the 3D Land came out. That was like 6 to 8 months without a 3DS game. I was 13 though. Okay, you were really young. I was already an adult. I got it too at launch. Dude, there was nobody there. I remember when I went to go get the 3DS, I think my girlfriend gave me the money to buy it at the time. The girlfriend that I had. And I went to go get it, and literally there was nobody there. Like there was nobody there at launch. I think they had 5 systems. I was like one of 2 pre-orders for the system. Like nobody pre-ordered it. It was at Walmart. I went to go get it at Walmart. Nobody cared. Like there was just nobody there. There was no launch buzz or lineup. I'm pretty sure GameStop had that. I'm almost positive. Like if you went to GameStop or whatever, they had them and people did the whole launch lineup. But there was no hype. There was nothing there when it comes to the 3DS. Like even with the Wii U, there was a little bit more hype with the Wii U than the 3DS that I remember. At launch at least, because the Wii U had like at least something very interesting. They had, look, we all like new Super Mario Bros. Like Super Mario Bros. Was great, so like, oh cool, we got a 2D Mario game, but then we also get like this really cool like different looking Nintendo Land. So at least there was that, plus like big third party games, like actually good third party games. The 3DS did not have good third party games. The 3DS did not have good first party games at launch. It really had not too much. That launch lineup was terrible. That's probably one of the worst. The more that I think about it being bad, cut the cap. The 3DS launch lineup was the worst launch lineup that I've ever seen. That was terrible. That was bad. I would have even taken like enhanced or better DS games. Like they didn't even have that. Like there was no enhanced or like way better DS games that they made. Like if they would have taken some of the best DS games and said, hey, we're going to like port them and make them better for the 3DS instead of just backwards compatibility, that would have been a much better launch. If they just even did that, like over the games that they had, like the Rayman 3D, like they had just a bunch of trash, a bunch of garbage stuff. So I thought they should have probably, like, you know, hindsight's 2020, but they probably should have done that. Like just like take the best DS games and just like remaster them and make them even better on the like, and call it like enhanced edition, like make some new content for it. That would have been way better. Like obviously not first party games, but like the best third party games on the DS. And just remaster those. That's what they should have done. They didn't do that. But yeah, they pretty much, the third party developers pretty much abandoned Nintendo from the very beginning. Like they didn't even have barely anything. Like the 3DS was definitely one of the worst systems when it comes to Nintendo in the modern era when it comes to Nintendo third party support. Obviously 3DS, Wii U was even worse than 3DS. Like Wii U was way worse. Wii U's like the worst. But 3DS was like, in terms of the modern main systems, obviously not Virtual Boy and some of the other stuff that they've done. But yeah, 3DS was rough, man. It was rough. Took a while to get going, but once it got going, it was good though. We got Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. We got Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. We got Mario Kart 7. We got Kid Icarus Uprising. We got Resident Evil Revelations. The game started coming out, started getting better and better and better, you know? So like you could probably look forward to, for the 3DS, you could probably look forward to about, in its heyday, maybe about 3 to 4 really good games a year. Maybe 5 games on a good year, like in its super heyday. 2012, the end of 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, like in its super heyday, probably about good. And then Nintendo started to get going too with their first party games. Like they started getting going with Pokemon games and stuff like that. So it got good later. I was 19 when the OG DS came out, 13 for the 3DS. Makes me feel real old. Well, you weren't that much, so you're only 6 years older than him. So Metroid Fusion was 3DS. Metroid Fusion was 3DS. No, Metroid Fusion was the GBA. That was the GBA release. That was not the 3DS. You were off by 2 generations, sir. Metroid Fusion is a GBA game, which it's a great GBA game. It's a very good GBA game. And yes, you can play that on your 3DS via, I think, Virtual Console maybe. But yeah, you're off by 2 generations. It's not a DS game. It is a GBA game. Yes, Fusion is the one with the Parasite where Samus Parasite X. Yes, that is the game. That is the game. Let me go back to some more Mass Effect music. Back with the badge, Kazoo. Let's go. Mass Effect. I don't know where that one is that I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Oh, you're 27 when the 3DS came out. Okay, 27. Let's go. I got a Wii U launch at GameStop. Got Zelda. Wii U launch at GameStop. Got Zelda. What Zelda game did you get at the launch of the Wii U? What did you get a Wii game? Were you talking about Skyward Sword? What Zelda game are you talking about there? Because there was no launch Wii U game for like there was no launch game for like Zelda, the Wii U. No. It was 15 when the 3DS. Hey, you're getting old too, Yellow Kazoo. You were 15 when the 3DS came out. Hey, you're getting old too. You're getting close to 30, right? Or you're pretty much at 30. So you're getting there as well. Can't believe they're complaining about games. How many games do they play at once? You got Mario Kart World, a bunch of other options that can hold you off till DK, Kirby, DLC. I mean, it's not most people. Most people are cool with it. It's just, of course, people online that are just talking. That obviously, the people online, they want everything all at once. Like, I've seen crazy people talk about how, why don't they just release Donkey Kong, Mario, and Metroid Prime all at launch? Like, just release all of them. Don't have actual, consistent flow of games. Just release them all at launch. Have like 2 or 3. It's like, what are you guys talking about? They're following the same playbook that the Switch 1 launched with. Like, just relax. You're gonna get the games, and they're gonna come out each month, and so they have a consistent flow of new games, and that's how you do well. Like, you don't just overload the launch. That makes no sense. If you thought third-party games weren't selling at launch, imagine having 2 more big first-party games at launch for people to buy. Nobody would have bought anything else. So yeah, like, this is the way to get it done, though, guys. You just get it done each month, new game coming out. That's how it works, and that's the reason why the Switch is doing so well. Most people can't even buy a Switch right now. A lot of people can't even buy one, a Switch 2. So they want one, they can't even get one in their areas. Now, some places, yes. So it makes sense to more just like each month you release a new game. Let's see here. I feel young, but not a lot of people I mean are younger than me, which makes me feel old. Yeah, 28's not old though. You're 28. That's not even close. It was true. Several people at Nintendo thought Wii U was going to sell 100 million. We only heard that from one former Nintendo CEO, Kimishima. In my opinion, I doubt many at Nintendo thought that. They might have. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, so I can't sit there and say for sure. I know there was like an article or something that Kimishima, maybe somebody said something that they thought that maybe they can sell 100 million. But I mean, you got to be confident in what you can do, right? If you're not confident, then then you're not going to do that. I know one thing. Kimishima thought that they could sell 100 million Nintendo Switch systems, and that was where people said there's no way Nintendo's going to sell 100 million. And that's when I came in, and I got called so many names for that. Oh my god, shill, fanboy, this, that. Oh my gosh, I got called so many names for defending it. I'm like, listen, guys, listen. They can sell 100 million. Let me tell you the reason why they can sell 100 million. Let me tell you and my logic was completely sound. But of course, you had guys like, you had Colin, what's his name? The Colin guy, Colin Moriarty. You had Colin Moriarty. You had, Paul Tassi. You had all these journalist guys, all these people that work for these big places that were just telling everybody that it's going to flop, that it's going to fail. Just telling everybody that it's going to fail, it's going to fail, it's going to fail, it's going to fail, But then you had me, shill, fanboy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was right, obviously. But I was saying, look, the reason why it's going to sell 100 million or can get close to selling 100 million. Look at Nintendo's worst generation. Nintendo's worst generation ever in the last, how many years? They have not had a generation this bad. This is their worst generation of main systems. If you're talking about handheld and home console combined, even you want just look at it, let's just separate it. Let's just break it down easy. The NES, the Game Boy, and obviously it's not fair because the Game Boy spans across multiple Nintendo home consoles, but let's just take it that way, right? The Game Boy, NES, 100 million plus in sales. The N64, Game Boy, 100 plus million in sales. The GameCube, GBA, 100 plus million in sales. the what's it called? The Wii, the DS, 100 plus million in sales. Like combined, 200 plus million in sales for Wii and the DS. The Wii U and the 3DS, barely 90, not even 90 million. They almost got to 90 million. And that was the most anti-Nintendo, hate on Nintendo, trash them, lie about this. Like, that was the most craziest era of just Nintendo's trash, right? It was the even worse than the GameCube era, because at least the GBA was putting in work before Nintendo decided to just kill it for the DS. The GBA was putting in crazy work. It sold 80 million very quickly. So that was the worst era of Nintendo's home console and portables combined, right? So I was thinking to myself, if Nintendo gets a hold of their marketing, right? If they get a hold of their marketing, if they release bangers, which, by the way, the main problem, I'm like, listen, you can't just sit here and have a big system with no Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a system seller. You need an Animal Crossing. Pokemon is a system seller. You need a console Pokemon. Fire Emblem is a system seller for the 3DS. It was. It's not as big as Animal Crossing and some of the other Nintendo IPs, but it's a system seller. You can't not have Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. You can't miss those on a home console. Like, if you want to sell, you got to have your best foot forward in today's day. You can't be splitting it up. The system that has that content, considering the cost of games and everything, is going to get the majority of people buying stuff. And that's what happened. The 3DS got all the games. The 3DS had everything that the Wii U had. It had a mainline 3D Mario. It had Smash Brothers. It had a Mario Kart. It had Animal Crossing. It had Pokemon, multiple Pokemon games. It had Zelda. It had everything. It didn't have obviously the big new 3D Zelda, but it had a really good Zelda game, and it had remakes or remasters of previous. It had Majora's Mask, and it had Ocarina of Time 3D. Plus, you had a bunch of GBA or virtual console type of stuff as well. So you have everything that you need for a Nintendo system. You have it all there on the Nintendo 3DS for cheaper than the Wii U. Plus, you get better third-party support. There was more third-party games, Japanese titles. No, not a lot, but there was more third-party games coming out for the 3DS. You could play some spin-off Final Fantasy stuff. You can play other types of third-party games on the 3DS. There was Puzzle and Dragons. There was all sorts of little things here and there. That was better than what the Wii U was getting. So that was the problem. I said, Nintendo's now eliminated that problem. Why are you guys ignoring the Nintendo 3DS? The 3DS did good. If Nintendo takes that concept of portable gaming, and now you have the aspect of a Super Game Boy or a GBA player, where they had it to where you can play that portable game anywhere, but it's console level or console style quality, this system's gonna do really good. I can see this system selling 100 million units. Like I said, I got laughed off the face of the earth. People didn't believe me, but that's exactly what happened. What I said is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. So that and like I said, it was about the marketing. It was about the marketing and it was about the games. Oh, wow, I can play a big brand new Zelda game anywhere that I want. That's a system seller. Okay, I can play Mario Kart, the casual GOAT, the casual king, anywhere that I want. That's a system seller. Oh, wow, there's cool brand new IPs like Splatoon, which is newer at the time. It was only 2 years old, 2015, then now 2017. So Splatoon 2, we got a sequel, great multiplayer game. We got another great multiplayer game with ARMS. Those run at 1080p, 60 frames, or they run at 60 FPS. We're getting content. We're getting actual new fun stuff. Oh, we got a cool crossover with Raven and Rabbids, with Mario plus Rabbids. Oh, we got Pokken Tournament. That's a cool game. Bring that over. We got, oh man, Mario Odyssey came out later that year. How about Fire Emblem Warriors? How about Xenoblade? So it started to just stack on, right? And started to pile on and stack on. So I knew that the system was going to do well. When they had that, after I really analyzed for real that direct that they had in January of 2017, I knew the system was going to do well, combining the home console and portable. They didn't talk about the 3DS at all. That's how I knew that the 3DS was done. They did not mention the 3DS one time. Now, they still talked about 3DS in the Switch 1 era, which people did get upset with that. But still, we knew that the Switch 1 was essentially going to be the top dog at some point. So yeah. Not sure you saw it earlier, but saying that your laugh is so jolly, you would make a great Santa. Oh, okay, that's the reason why. Okay, I got you. So, yeah. Nintendo Switch 2 screen is crap. Everyone hates it and ghosting. That's why they didn't notice it for 2 weeks. Listen, man, I've tried, and I've honestly tried to replicate that Mr. L, the whole ghost. I don't see it. I'm pretty sure it might be there or something, but I did see some people doing some other independent tests and say that it's not as bad as this or that or whatever. I've tried it, man. I don't see it, but I mean, maybe it's there, but I legit tried to do it. And I have good eyes. I got 20/20 vision. Maybe I'm not slowing things down to a crawl and all that. Maybe their panels are bummed. I don't know, but I'm just not seeing it. But then again, I'm not playing side-scrolling blur games or whatever. I'm playing like 3D games, like Mario Kart and stuff like that. So maybe it's less noticeable on there. Let's see here. I love how so much of the hate is people repeating something they saw on Twitter without understanding the screen smearing looks, what screen smearing really looks like. Yeah, so some people are just repeating it on Twitter, but I don't really think it's, from what I'm seeing, I don't really think people are, in terms of people that are playing the games, I don't really think that they have that big of a deal overall. So yeah. So yeah, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. So at least from what I'm seeing, I don't think everyone's having the same issues as other people. I'm pretty sure that there's some people for sure. Absolutely some people for sure. But yeah. Yeah, I read one comment on here. Somebody says it's funny how for weeks all the hands-on the media were like saying Switch 2 screen was really good. Now after seeing it filmed on a high speed on a high speed camera in a dark room at 11% speed, it's the worst screen ever. Get the F out. People really repeat whatever they predetermined to agree with. Yeah, I think I saw somebody say, "Oh yeah, how can nobody notice this?" I'm like, dude, you've had the Switch 2 for weeks. Why didn't you notice it? If that was noticeable and it was really bad, he's like, "Oh, this is terrible. It's the worst thing ever." Oh my god. Dude, why didn't you say anything beforehand? Why do you wait till Digital Foundry says something? Which, once again, we've talked about this before with Final Fantasy. We talked about this before with Returnal, where people were completely fine with the graphics of Final Fantasy 16 and Returnal. Everybody was fine with the graphics in the demo. I was fine with it. Everybody was fine with it. They found out that it's 720p now, and all of a sudden it's terrible. Like, why didn't you say that when you were playing the demo? Nobody said anything about Final Fantasy 16 being bad and blurry. I didn't hear it. I heard some guys say that this is cutting edge, the cutting edge graphics, cutting edge looking. My man Marlon said this is incredible. Digital Foundry comes up with a report now, and all of a sudden Final Fantasy 16 looks terrible. Oh, it looks bad, 720p. It's like, okay. Right. Like, what you said it looks fine beforehand. You had no problem. Now it looks bad because somebody told you it was. Oh man, that was hilarious. Let's see. A friend Dominic ended up getting bad screen lottery and had ghosting. I don't have the ghosting, and from other bros don't have the ghosting. Feel bad for all that's getting ghosting. Okay, so maybe it's just certain panels. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe Nintendo can send it back, or maybe they can release an update. Some people are saying that there could be like an update and help out with that. So we'll see. Let's see. I tried seeing if there's wrong with the Switch 2 screen by playing Mario Kart. Honestly, I don't see it. Yeah. What's funny is Nintendo being ultra success now gains more hate than ever, but now it's more use feelings. But now it's more. I think they're feelings rather than facts. Well, no, there's definitely some things that are logical. Once again, like there's some stuff like what Mr. Digital Foundry John is saying. Like I don't think what he's saying is wrong. Obviously, he's filming it and doing that. I just don't know if everybody is going to be able to see the same thing when you're in a dark room. You're filming at 11%, you're high speed zooming in, like all these weird things in order to try to explain what you're talking about. Like that's just not how most people play games. Most people don't play games in a completely dark room portable. I mean, I don't think you should be playing games in a completely dark room portable. I mean, yes, having like a darker room is okay, but like a pitch black room and filming at 11% speed and stuff like that, like listen, that's just not what people do, you know? So I think that's the issue that some people take. Now, I don't take an issue with that. I don't have a problem with it. And if he feels like it's an issue, then that's fine, you know? But for me, like I said, I've been trying to replicate it. I'm going to try to play a side-scrolling game. I'm going to see if I can replicate it there, but I don't think I'm having the same issue as him. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Does that one stat automatically make it worse than the Switch 1 OG screen? No, and that's not what Digital Foundry was saying. The problem is that the headline, and for some people it might make it worse based off of how they play, but in terms of the actual facts, like, hey, look, the 1080p screen, that's obviously better than 720p. Hey, VRR, that's obviously better than no VRR. Hey, look, 120 frames per second, that's obviously better than 60 frames per second. So there's stuff that's factually better. Bigger screen for some people is better than a smaller screen, right? So there's some things that are factually better than the Switch 1 screen and like the Switch OLED screen. But they're just talking about like response time and ghosting. That's what they're talking about. We're not playing anything tonight on stream, but we're gonna be playing Mario Kart on Mario Kart Mondays. We just played Mario Kart yesterday, so we played that. I don't see why people are betting do critical about the screen. Betting do critical. What does that mean? To me, it looks fine, and I haven't noticed the issues in the screen quality. Yeah, I think that there just might be some people that just can't see it, or there just might be some people that are literally not getting it. Like, I don't really know what it's at. Honestly, I don't really know where it's at this point. I don't know if there's some people just not getting it, or people just not seeing it. Like, or there could be maybe a difference in panel quality. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I've actually tried to replicate it. Maybe. But when you spin a camera real fast, or when you move it makes me nauseous. So I tend to not do stuff like that. That's why I don't play first-person shooters a lot, because the camera moves all over the place when you're playing first-person shooters, and it makes me nauseous. So I don't play a lot of fast-moving side-scrollers either. If I play a side-scroller, it's going to be like a slow-paced one, like a Streets of Rage or something. Like, I don't play a lot of Sonic, you know? Or like Freedom Planet or whatever. So yeah, I don't really, I haven't, I gotta find a game that can actually do that, like Sonic or something like that, right? I think that's the game that really could, but I did try to replicate it from what he did, like turning off my light and then like moving my screen down, because I think that's where I saw it too in his review, where you turn off your light, you activate bullet time. No, I'm joking. You turn off your light and then you scroll down on like your all software list real fast. And I think maybe if I slowed it down, it might have been there, but I don't see in slow-mo, you know? So I didn't see it when it was that, but I mean, it might have been there though, you know? It might have been there. Oh, being so critical. Okay, got it. Being too critical. Okay, cool. My bad. Sorry about that, Dub City. My bad, man. I should have known that's what you were trying to say. So I should have known. Let's see, the nitpicking on graphics is so annoying in general. If not noticeable to me, I won't care. As long as the game runs well, that's all that matters. No, I mean, like, we'll see, though. Like, apparently, it can be fixed based off of a firmware update that could fix some things or help out with some things. So we'll see, you know. It reminds me of how there are reports of Switch 1 getting bricked by some third-party charges and battery banks. All of a sudden, the many were fear-mongering. I remember that, yeah, like third-party docks, third-party USB-C cables, things like that. Yeah, I remember that. Depending on the panel lottery, a lot of folks got good panels. It is what it is. Okay. Do you guys think, real quick, like, for those who are maybe interested in this or who have researched it a little, do you guys think that there's like, it's like a panel thing to where some people's panels have it and some, like, what do you guys think? For those who know what's going on and been looked at both sides, do you guys think that it's actually like some people's panels are just messed up compared to others, or it's everybody's panels and some people just can't see it? Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that it's like, you know, is it actually like just some people can't see it and it's happening for everyone, or some people's panels are worse than others? Let me know in the chat. Yes, when you buy gaming monitors, you often gamble between buying a panel and say LG or Samsung. Oh, okay. So what you're saying, Jack, is that you could have two of the same panels and one of them has the effect and the other one doesn't? Is that what you're trying to tell me? This is stuff that I don't research. I don't research stuff like this. I don't know about stuff like this. I play on my LG CX, which has incredible response time and is awesome and is just so good. So I don't have any issues with this TV. And I just got a brand new MSI monitor. So when I play Mario Kart or anything else, like, it looks fantastic on here, dude. Like, this MSI 4K OLED, just perfect. I mean, I don't like playing games on a small monitor, like, you know, but whenever I play Mario Kart with you guys here, oh my god, it's so nice. Like, it's or whenever I'm capturing footage for other games, oh, it's just it's so good. So, and then my Switch OLED or my Switch 2 screen, it looks fine to me. I don't really feel any type of super delay or anything, and I'm pretty sensitive to delay and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm playing Arceus right now on Switch 2 and I'm loving it. Arceus. So how does Arceus, it doesn't run at 60, we know that, but it looks like it runs at a solid 30 FPS and it holds its resolution higher, right? How's that? I thought about looking at that game in like my RPG, backwards compatibility RPG thing that I'm going to be doing. It's just like that with the new 3DS back in the day. There were two different types of screens. Ah, okay. Party Man linked something. Let's see here. Okay, what, we got a new update for Super Smash Brothers, but I don't think it's anything here though. Yeah, so we got an update for Smash Brothers, but I think it's just probably for compatibility for the Switch, for the Switch, better compatibility for the Switch 2. That's what I'm guessing it is, just better compatibility. Thank you for the link though, Party Man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Fix an issue that caused thumbnail image from Mii Fighter generated incorrectly. Yeah, it's just Switch 2 following, but in online play, when Switch 2 players match with the Switch player, the match may end quickly if someone is using a Mii Fighter. Nintendo knew what they were doing there. Mii Fighters are trash, so they just said, just end the match. Cut the match. Turn it off. So yeah, that's really nothing really too big, but yeah, there is a patch for Smash Brothers. They got an update, but nothing too crazy. Just little compatibility issue things. When I got the Switch OLED, I was like, I love you, never gonna give you up. But when Switch 2 came out, I was like, why, hello there. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Is that what happened? Is that what happened? Let's see here. It is entirely possible some people don't notice it, but I tried to replicate it myself and I couldn't notice anything any substantial ghosting. Okay, yeah, it's definitely possible that some people just can't notice it because once again, people don't play games at, you know, zoomed in, you know, 11% speed and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, people don't play stuff like it like that. But yeah, it's all good. It is all good. Hit that like button, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that I'm streaming now. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. Doc Trey put out a new video that looks very funny on the screen stuff. So you guys want to watch that real quick? I think it looks like Banana Guy's on there too. So I mean, listen, I'm not making the video on it. I'm simply just watching it. So you know what? Let's not watch that. Never mind. That's never mind. No, we can't watch that. We can't. I'll watch it later. I'll put the link for you guys though. You guys can watch it. You guys can watch it later here because I guess people are clickbaiting, of course. So you guys can watch it later. There's Doc Trey. Go subscribe to Doc Trey if you haven't subscribed to Doc Trey. He knows what he knows what he's talking about. So yeah. I'm good on that. Oh man. So, all right. So, if you guys have questions, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence, PlayerEssence by itself. More than happy to answer all of your awesome questions. So, yeah. Let's see here. I'm tired. Yeah, I know. I thought he was just gonna talk about it normally. I didn't know he was gonna start putting him on screen and doing stuff like that. So yeah, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this fraud, dude. So I'm tired of this punk fraud. So yeah, he's not a gamer. He's just a guy that likes to talk a lot and just like makes money off of stupid people. But he's not an actual real gamer. All right, let's keep it going here. People just keep bringing it up. Yeah, I know. Seriously, I think we're all just kind of tired of him. Let's see here. Can we please get a release date for God of War? No, Gears of War Reloaded. Didn't they already? I thought they already released that. Is there no release date for that? Is there no actual release date for it? Let's see. I just finished Pokemon Violet. I have fired up Arceus for a minute. It's loading faster. Frame rate seems to be good when moving around. Yeah, the frame rate was actually. Here's the thing with Arceus, which was interesting. Arceus had a frame rate where, in dock mode, it was pretty much stayed consistent at 30 FPS. Although dock mode, it actually ran a little. There was a few frame rate drops more than portable mode. So if you played the game in portable mode, the frame rate was much more stable. Well, not much. It was just more stable than in docked mode. But yeah, pretty much ran at 30 FPS. 30 FPS, it was pretty solid across both modes. But I think now probably on Switch 2, there's probably 0 frame rate drops. You know, there's probably 0 frame rate drops or a lot less. And whatever dynamic resolution or whatever resolution they're running at, it's probably more consistent at that resolution. But yeah, I haven't tested Pokemon Legends Arceus yet. I haven't tested that. I need to test Arceus. I've been saying I need to test a lot of games. So yeah. So that's the Cyber Taurus. Let's go. Appreciate that. Let's go. Still can't throw the Pokeballs worth the damn in that game either. You can't? What, in Arceus? Oh, it's easy. All you gotta do is just aim and throw. You can even use the play portable mode. If you play in portable, you can just use the. I think you can use the motion control. You can use the motion control to this. But here's the one thing that I've noticed, guys, with this drama stuff when it comes to Switch 2. Like, it's like Fallout. It never ends, man. It really never ends. It never ends. You're gonna have the people that no matter what happens, no matter what they do. First, it was the power of the system. It's weak. Steam Deck's better. Blah, blah, blah. This and that. Now that when that was beat out, now it's this. Oh, now the screen's a disaster. And now that it's better than your precious Steam Deck. It's more powerful. Move on to the next thing. You know, it's like, it's one thing after another. It's never going to stop. It's never going to end. It's never going to end with these people that are simply just looking to make money off of just hating on stuff 24/7. It's never going to end. That's the thing that I realized with the Switch 1. We played that whole game throughout the Switch 1 era for the most part. And honestly, I'm already kind of, before the Switch 2 even launched, I was already sick of it. I was already kind of sick of it, and like, I'm tired. Like, even before the Switch 2 even launched, and that's all what people are doing now at this point. They're just playing the same stupid clickbait and stupid games and stupid stuff that we saw with Switch 1. You know, and it's like, are we really going to go through another 8 years of this? Another 7, 8 years, another decade, 16 years of this? I'm not participating. I think I'm cashing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm cashing out. People say, why don't you talk about the screen? It's like, bro, there's nothing to talk about. I don't see it when I talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Let them talk about whatever, but I'm cashing out, bro. I've got stuff, like I said, we've got content that we got to make. I still have not made any backwards compatibility Switch 2 videos, and I'm getting lapped by other people, so I need to do that. I need to talk about, like, I want a new RPG series that I want to talk about, like incredible RPGs to play, where it goes over RPGs on a bunch of different systems, where I don't have the time to do, like, my big 100-hour reviews anymore like I used to do in the Switch 1 era. I don't have time for those anymore, because those just take way too long to capture footage and all that type of stuff, but I can do like an incredible RPG series where it goes over RPGs on all platforms. So I can talk about Clair Obscur, I can talk about Metaphor more, even though I did do a big review for that, but I can talk about Guardians of Azuma. I can talk about stuff in like in a, you know, multiple game form, like a multiple game in one video, right? Like I can split it up like maybe volume 1, 4 or 5 games, talk about those games, spend about 2 to 3 minutes on each game, why they're good, what's bad. You know, boom, maybe even give a score. Probably not a score, but talk about it that way, then move on to the next game. Like, I can do stuff like that. That's going to take time, but it's going to be much easier and much faster, and I can get great content out to you guys, you know, in a decent amount of time, along with my, you know, my 3-hour, 4-hour reactions plus stream, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. That, and I want to revamp the news show, man. I really want to revamp the news show and do on-screen camera more with news show, and do like be a little bit better with the editing on like my PE news or like my big news, like big Nintendo Switch 2 news shows. So I kind of want to do better with that, because those shows, those can get so much better. Like I think some of you guys are kind of checking out on some of those shows. So if I had a little bit better presentation maybe with some of those, maybe you guys would be more interested in that. So yeah, so I want to kind of work on that, like the whole let's just complain about stuff or counter complaint to everybody complaining. It's like, that's just getting so mad, corny, and old. I'm looking at GVC, you know, I'm looking at, you know, a lot of these other channels, and they're doing fantastic, just actually creating real content, you know. So I'm like, I think I got to get to that point. Like, we can talk about that stuff in my live streams. I don't mind talking about that, but like making videos and, you know, trying to do responses and debates and stuff, that stuff's just like it's like mad corny, you know. It's getting to the point to where it's corny. Yeah, exactly. More grifting. Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just kind of tired of that. And I think all of us are kind of tired of it. A post that I made on Twitter really inspired me. Like, you know, like, OJ, you got to start actually like with the content, you know, because I made a post talking about, hey, look, incredible RPGs that I recommend. And I just put 4 games, right? And obviously there's more than 4 games. But I put 4 games and they got like 1,000+ views. They got like, or 1,000+ likes, you know, that got crazy good engagement, you know, view post engagement, in terms of, they got crazy good engagement. It got over 40K plus views on Twitter, you know, which is good for me on Twitter. So it's like, I'm thinking about like new ways to kind of just spend the time, you know, because like I said, there's too much time that we're spending on this type of nonsense. Like, it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. These people are never going to stop. They're just going to call you names 24/7. There's no point in even engaging and interacting with it, you know, outside of just like, you know, when it comes to content. When it comes to like my own, you know, stuff, there's no point of engaging in it. Like, when it comes to just talking about it on live stream, if there's an issue, sure, we're not going to ignore the issues. Like, if there's ghosting, or if there's actual stuff that's wrong with the Switch 2, like the MIG switch, like banning system, like, we're going to talk about it. Like, the important stuff will be talked about, you know, but like this constant nonsense, you know, of just constantly trying to one-up people or whatever. Like I said what I got to say. I'm done, you know. That's why I'm no longer paying attention to that nonsense. Any mind and unsubbing for people who do it. Yeah. I definitely had to unsub too, man. I had to unsub to a number of channels. I had to unsub. As well. So yeah. I started blocking people on Twitter, YouTube. I gotta clean up my Twitter. I agree. I gotta clean my Twitter a little bit. I did a cleansing of my Twitter a few years ago, and that was pretty good. But I definitely think that I gotta do another cleansing of my Twitter. Like, I think another cleansing would be ideal here. But I mean, as you can see, like, you know, even with my post on Xbox today, I didn't try to incite. I didn't try to, you know, troll. All I said was more big layoffs are coming to Xbox. So and then I put the fact that they're worth $3 trillion, their market cap. But I didn't put anything else. There's no need to put anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say the news, say what you got to say. You don't got to try to troll or do anything extra. You know, I talked about Donkey Kong. I didn't even talk about Drag Cross Drive. I just retweeted it because, like, I don't even want to hear people just saying stupid stuff to me, because I already know what's going to happen if you even mention that. Oh, it's too expensive. Like, people just complain about everything. So I'm just like, whatever. You know, so that's really what it's going to be more about, man. Like, you know, talk about, you know, Metaphor Refantasio, talk about like the sales numbers in Japan. I didn't even troll with that either. I just said, hey, look, Switch 2's already surpassed in Japan PS5. That's it. Here's a breakdown. That's it. You know, so there's no need for any extra theatrics or anything like that. Now, if I'm right, I'll definitely say that I'm right. I'll definitely make sure that I have analysis and, you know what I mean? I'll have the bravado when I'm right about stuff. So yeah, that's what I thought, man. So that's what I thought, at least. Or maybe separate, do a video breaking down news in a separate video, talking a little bit more, I guess, in a casual way. No. I'm just gonna talk about stuff casual way, on my live streams here, and then breaking down the news and all that stuff, you know, in my videos. But we're not gonna be doing this back and forth and all stuff like that. You know, we're not gonna be doing this back and forth when it comes down to, some of this stuff here. You know, I'm not gonna be doing that. So yeah. Valid or not, certain people will vehemently despise the company as a freak, as a hobby. I'm unbothered after decades of playing Nintendo, simply just let it wash over and play the games. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but for me, I think that sometimes it's like interacting or interfering with some of my with my work, you know. So in terms of like what I should talk about, so yeah. I was listening to Jeff Grubb podcast and I was like, he doesn't even know what people are talking on the screen. Yeah. I mean, I like Jeff Grubb's channel, man. I think his Jeff Grubb channel is doing good. I need to do more individualized topics when it comes to certain things, you know. So that's going to be my focus going forward. I mean, I want to do more face cam stuff too. Like, I need to get my room done. I think that's one thing that I need to do. Like, I need to get my room finished. I need to I need to get that done and finished overall. So that needs to be something that I need to do. So I think I overthought my room. Let's talk about my room real quick, guys, so I can stop using a freaking green screen. I'm actually tired of using a green screen, to be honest. I have some panels that I have here that I actually put up some sound panels that look really good. Now, I did have some wood sound panel planks that also look really good, and they've been in my garage for like half a year or something like that. So I think I'm just gonna put up the easy panels to put up. Just put that up. Get myself a nice little wire frame thingy shelf to put up some of my special editions and my systems, and then just essentially get like a couple posters. I have a Smash Brothers poster, I have a Persona poster, and I think I have like a Xeno poster or something like that. I'll just put up a couple posters, and I'll have like a nice little light, and that'll be it, you know? Like, I'm not gonna overthink it. So I think that's one thing that I want to get done, is like this week or so, get my room done, get that finally finished. I think I'll buy some more panels, because I don't think I have enough. I want to cover like just half the wall, or just like a strip of the wall, so it's like white plus like the black. I think that'll look really kind of modern and kind of cool looking. So yeah. So this so-called console war is just silly. Yeah, I mean, and I don't really console war. Like, I don't think I really console war. People think that I do because I talk about sales numbers, but that's not really a console war. I talk about the actual facts with it. I have all the systems. I don't want any system to fail. So I don't console war when it comes to sales. Oh, look at this. This is trash because it's not doing. I don't do that. I have all the systems, so I'm not dumb. Like, I don't buy systems and want them to fail and say, ha ha, look at the sales. Like, that's stupid. I want all the systems to do well. So yeah, I don't really do the console war stuff. But yeah, I see what you're talking about, though. The people that are constantly, you know, the console warring people. So oh yeah, I'm sure it's more frustrating for you, OJ. You can't just log off and sunset your social media presence like I have. You know, the thing about it though, Josh, is that even if I can't, I need to. Like, there needs to be more times where I don't. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, I do have to constantly look at Twitter, because a lot of my stuff that I get for videos are from off Twitter. Twitter is like the biggest place to talk about games, right? It's fast, it's easy, which also leads to misinformation, but it also leads to great articles, right? People share stuff a lot on Twitter. I don't want to go on Reddit. Reddit is trash. Reddit's also okay to find different stuff, but Reddit's also trash. And like the format is terrible on Reddit. Just like to look through stuff. So Twitter for me is much better. I have guys that I can trust, like Stealth. So yeah, I mean, I do have to look at stuff, you know, but I need to do a better job of just, you know, sometimes, yeah, just logging out and just saying, you know, screw it. Like, I can go to sleep and I can wake up in the morning and I'll get it done then, you know. So yeah, like, I think that's something that I need to work on. And that's what I've been trying to do, like, on my Twitter page. Like, you know, I did take a few days off from even posting any actual posts. Now, sometimes I need to take an actual time off from actually being on there. But I try to do that. Like, hey, look, just log out. Don't do anything. I think the other day I'm looking and like, yeah, I had like, even though I did a lot of posts today, but before today, like the last time I posted was like, you know, it was like 2 days ago or something like that, like June 22nd or 23rd. And all I posted was like one thing. And then before that, yeah, it was 2 days, June 21st. So I'm trying to do less posts, less looking on there, less stuff. But unfortunately, like, fortunately and unfortunately, a lot of times you can get like, you can hear information first on Twitter, you know, so. And it's fast, you know, it's fast, it loads fast, it's a better site than a lot of other places. But yeah, I definitely need to learn how to, you know, balance it a little bit better for sure, you know. Unfortunately, like I said though, it's part of the job, you know. I just want the best games for everybody to enjoy. Me too, man. Me too. I agree. OJ, have you tried a game called Risk of Rain 2? I have tried a game called Risk of Rain 2. Or I tried Risk of Rain 1. One of those two. I didn't like it. I think I streamed it one time. And I was like, dude, I don't think I liked it. Or it was a rogue game. That's the thing. It was a rogue game. That's why I didn't. Risk of Rain. Did I play Risk of Rain? Okay, no. Oh, did I play it? Risk of Rain physical coming prize Mario Kart tournament. No, that wasn't it. So yeah, I don't know if I played the game on stream, but I know I played the game, and I think I played it one time, and then I never played it again. I don't know if I played Risk of Rain 2 or Risk of Rain 1 though. I don't remember which one I played, to be honest. I don't remember. So yeah. I don't remember which one that I played, so yeah. I do not remember. I tested Neptunia. I think that's 5, 6, 7 on Switch 2 since it ran horrible with massive frame rate drops on the original Switch. Now with Switch 2, it's solid 30. Kind of makes me want to replay it again. Well, yeah, if you like, that's the whole point about Switch 2. What makes Switch 2 so good is the fact that you can go back and play a lot of these games that ran at unstable frame rates and now play them at a much higher frame rate. So yeah, that's good, man. It's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Oh, OJ, what's your opinion on... Well, yeah, we already talked about that, Felipe. So just scroll back and we talked about... Scroll back and we already talked about that. I haven't been able to see it, but yeah, if you just scroll... if you just tune it back, you can see that. But we already discussed it. I don't know, man. I tried to replicate it. I can't see it, so yeah. Fastly, for all you guys in chat, Legendary... I think that lastly... Legendary Collection is a Borderlands, which includes, like, all the games Borderlands 3 for $10. Oh, okay. Yeah, Borderlands definitely plays better on the Switch 2 as well. I think that runs at, like, you know, they lock those down to 30 FPS on those Borderlands games. So yeah. So Felipe is just trolling you with the whole Dreamcast guy thing. You know, he's just trolling you. Dreamcast guy never said we shouldn't buy good games. He never said that. Wait, or did he say that? I don't think he said that. Oh man, I don't think he said that. I don't think he said that. I don't think he said that. I don't think he did. Love Splatoon 3. I couldn't play a lot of games on Switch 1, but Switch 2, there's no frame rate drops. I don't get dizzy or sick from rapid camera movements. Totally addicted. I think Splatoon 3 still runs at the same frame rate, though, Swirl. So that game still runs at the same frame rate that it ran on Switch 1. Like, it's still 60 FPS. I don't think it had many drops either, or really any drops at all. I do think, though, that the upped resolution is probably helping you with the fast, like the up resolution and the fast camera. I think that's what's maybe causing it to not be as bad for you, because the resolution looks so much sharper and cleaner. So when you do move the camera fast, it's not as blurry looking. So it looks way sharper. So I think that's what it is. Not frame rate with Splatoon. I think it's the resolution with Splatoon. He told me not to buy Switch 2, so he can buy the Switch 2. This is terrible, guys. Don't buy it. By the way, I am a cut. I need to buy. I will tell you. No, shout out. I'm just joking. Shout out to the Dreamcast guy. No, I just thought it was funny. There was a lot of content creators that did that, though. They did the whole, well, I need to buy it for, like, my channel. Not because I want one, but I need to buy it for my channel. the old that, man. That's great, dude. That's great. Yeah, let's see here. Switch 2 was just weird. I did see the comments in the Switch 2 review. Bro, he was getting the 1-2. The comment section were not kind. There was like 3,000 comments on the video. He was getting the business. He was getting the business in the comment section, man. He was getting the business. So he was getting the business. So it was crazy, man. So that was interesting. But it's all good, man. Let's see. I'm on Switch 2. Who here doesn't have a Switch 2 and plans on getting one soon, or plans on getting one this year? Anybody here not have a Switch 2 and plan on getting one soon, or just recently got one, how about that? Let me know what you guys think for those who, or even just overall, like, what are your, like, honest thoughts, brutally honest thoughts, you know, when it comes down to it. So yeah. On Switch 2 right now. Yeah, I always endorse playing Switch 2 and watching my streams and watching my videos. These are the two things that you guys should do the most, is playing Switch 2 and watching my streams when you get home from work. You know? Only thing I ever want to see again is cloud version. Only thing I never want to see again is cloud version. I'm not gonna say that we're never gonna see a cloud version again, but I think that the cloud versions are definitely, if they happen, they're gonna be way later in the life of the Switch 2. They're gonna be way later in the life of the Switch 2. So yeah. Steam Deck or Switch 2 plus player essence? Yes, sir. Justin Moss, let's go. Can I get decimated in Mario Kart and still want to play more? Listen, that's the heart of a champion, party man. That's the heart of a champion. That's the heart of someone who truly wants to do incredible when it comes down to it. Who truly wants to do incredible. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm like, I'll buy it so you don't have to. Yeah, I saw what you said, man. I heard you, Christian. Currently playing Switch 2 and watching you. Hey, there you go. That's the true combo, man. That's a great combo. That's a great combo. You know what? You know what works good with stuff like that when you're playing games that have like busy work, or you're playing something like you know, like Guardians of Azuma, or you're playing like some type of chill game, even like Fantasy Life. I think that like streamers plus Fantasy Life, or streamers plus Guardians of Azuma, streamers plus games where you don't have to necessarily pay attention to every single thing. Like, it's not like a super story, like heavy based game, like where there's a bunch of cutscenes, like, you know, like The Last of Us or something like that, right? Like, I think those work really well when it comes to my streams and all that. So yeah, that works well. Hit that like button though, guys. If you've not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. We've got a bit more time on the stream, guys. Shout outs to everybody that dropped the support. Seriously, 162. So let's get some combo breakers in there. Shout outs, guys, for that. We've got about 10 minutes left on the stream, so I will answer more questions and talk about whatever you guys want me to talk about on the rest of the stream. 3 hours goes by just like that. I'm surprised that it's already been 3 hours already. I am super surprised when it comes down to this. So yeah. Cloud versions were just a meme. There's barely any. That's true, they were kind of a meme, but the cloud versions that we got were really good games. So like Control, Resident Evil, some of the Resident Evil titles, I think the Hitman games. So like the cloud games that we did get on Switch 1 were like really good games. So, and like obviously Kingdom Hearts. So people, they were blown up to the nth degree. But yeah, most games were not cloud games. There were barely any cloud games compared to like regular games. All those cloud games though are on sale on the Switch 2, on the Switch 1. So if you want to try one out, you can. I wouldn't do it, but yeah, they are on sale. So like all the Resident Evil games are on sale. Like if you want to play Resident Evil, I think Resident Evil now runs at 60 FPS. Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 5, I think, run at 60 FPS on Switch 2 now. So if you want to maybe pick those up, those are cheap. You can get those. So yeah. Any advice for me going into the seventh P5R Palace? No, just play. If you get cooked, you get cooked. I would love to see Kingdom Hearts get a huge update for Switch 2. It doesn't need an update for Switch 2. You can't update a cloud version to run natively. It would need a actual native version built for the Switch 2. So you need a port for the Switch 2. It wouldn't be an update. You can't take a game that's ran on a server, then all of a sudden make it into a regular game. That doesn't work that way. So it would need an actual port from the PS4 or from the Xbox One or PC or something like that. Control on Cloud wasn't bad at all. I love it. In Jamaica, terrible internet. Yeah, I played it. It was okay, but it was still, you can still kind of see like the cloud type stuff. But yeah, if they actually decided to they can now make Control on the Switch too. Like Control can run good on Switch 2, so I would like to see them actually make Control on Switch 2. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake is coming. I think it's just a matter of time before Resident Evil 4 Remake. I would guess that Nintendo's going to have them at a Nintendo Direct. That's what I guess. So yeah, I would do that. So Mango made a statement too online. He made a big statement. Oh my gosh, it was a long statement. So this might be, real quick, for those who follow the Melee community, this could be the breaking point for the Melee community. This could be the breaking point with what happens with Mango. Because he's pretty much one of the only reasons why people watch anymore at times. And if they ban or if they cancel Mango, like, I think it's pretty much over for Melee. Like, it's going to become essentially to where there will be nobody left to sponsor shows, or there'll be it'll be essentially nothing at this point. Now, I don't want to sit there and act like what Mango did, or act like it's okay what he did. What he did was wrong. What he did was wrong. He shouldn't have done what he did, and I'm not justifying it. I'm just looking forward to seeing exactly what happens, like when it comes to the tournaments and how long they ban him and stuff like that. I have no horse in this race. I was a Mango fan before in the past when it comes to watching Melee tournaments, but I'll be honest, I have not watched a Melee major or a tournament. Like, I have not watched a full Melee tournament or major in years. It's been years since the last one, but yeah, the situation is going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, obviously Mango's behavior was not acceptable, and there definitely needs to be punishment. Which Persona game is your favorite? Persona game is my favorite. Probably Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 Royal, yeah. Anybody tested CTR on Switch 2 yet? It's the same. It's just 30 FPS. It's just 30 FPS with same resolution. What do you think about PSVR 2 failing? I already knew that it was going to fail. So, yeah. Let's see. But how can it be the breaking point? We haven't hit the rock bottom yet. We haven't hit the bottom of the pit yet. Like, people are literally dying. Well, I meant for, like, here's the thing though. People didn't like hacks. That's the thing about it. Like, hacks dying. In the situation with hacks, a lot of people did not like him because of what happened. And even before that, people were being super crazy. How they treated hacks, they were happy to get rid of hacks. They were happy that hacks passed away. It's messed up, and that should have been the breaking point. That should have been the end of it. But people, like I said, the Melee community is scummy. They are low down, dirty dogs. These TOs, they are dirty people. So hacks dying, that didn't do anything to them. Like, that was, yeah, that was low. That should have been the real breaking point. But really, I mean, in some sense it was, because sponsors are leaving in flocks. Guys aren't being sponsored. You're barely seeing any new signings of any players, so it was. But for, like, the actual people going to tournaments and stuff like that, a lot of them were actually happy that this whole hack situation is done with, and they can just sweep it under the rug. I mean, they barely did anything. They barely did there was no major tributes. There was no nothing. They had a moment of silence off the stream. One of them off stream. Cody didn't even mention his name when he won one of his tournaments right after. They didn't even mention Hax's name. They were supposed to be friends. Like, these are dirty people, man. Like, imagine that, man. Like, you know, somebody that you call a friend passes away, and you don't even mention his name at a tournament that you win. What? What? Damn, I would hope that if something happened to me, maybe some of you guys even mentioned if you win a tournament, if y'all played maybe one of you guys say, yo, man, this is to my homie OJ that used to entertain me for all these years, or that we played video. I would at least give me a shout out so I can look down and say, yo, thanks for the shout out, brother. But damn, they didn't even give this man a shout out. He barely got anything. That's how dirty and disgusting the Smash community, the Smash Melee community is. That's how bad they are, man. But people like Mango. Mango's a huge draw. He's, you know, it's different with Mango. He's not hacks. So that's the thing, man. So yeah. By the way, wasn't many brought Switch 2 only because they want to prove how easy it is to get Switch 2 about Switch 2 isn't selling? By the way, wasn't what do you talk? I don't know what you're talking about. People that bought Switch 2 want to play the games. They bought it because, like, Mario Kart and the games that are coming out. That's what it is. So, wish they would shadow drop the Mafia trilogy and tell us Old Country is coming to Switch 2. Yeah, they don't got all that. I don't think the developers there even have a Switch 2 dev kit. The people who make that game, I don't think they even have one, to be honest. I just need something. You gotta win a Mario Kart knockout tour, party man. You gotta win the knockout tour against the Japanese players out there. You know, you can do it for that. That'd work. So yeah, that would work. That would work 100%. All right. YouTubers told me it wasn't it was the neckbeards buying the Switch 2. The neckbeards. Am I part of? I got a little bit of. I don't got a neck beard. I did shave the other day. It was kind of getting down here where the neck beard, but I kind of shaved it a little bit, you know. So I'm not part of that neck beard mafia. You know what I'm saying? We're not part of the neck beard mafia. We're not part of that. So yeah, we ain't doing none of that. So yeah, I guess, yeah, Supernova just came out with the message and said, in light of the recent incident that this past weekend involving the competitor Mango, we have made the decision that he will no longer be permitted to attend or participate Supernova this August. The safety and respect of our attendees is utmost important to us. The decision was made in alignment with our event's conduct expectations as well as the standards for our partners. The decision was not made lightly. We are grateful for Mango's understanding, and we hope to be able to take the time and the space needed to move forward in a positive direction. Yeah, I think that the best thing for Mango, like people talk about cancellation of Mango, I don't think Mango needs to be canceled for what happened. I think what Mango needs to do, he needs to go work on the drugs, or not drugs, work on the alcohol. He has an alcohol problem. So he needs to be banned for 1 year minimum. Take alcohol rehabilitation to where you can hold your alcohol a bit better. Take that, get sobered up, don't be drinking so much to where you act all wild. So ban 1 year, and like, you can't fine him, but I guess he's already been fined because he lost his sponsors. So I think that's probably the best course of action for Mango, is 1 year ban from all events. 1 year ban. I don't think people say he needs to be lifetime ban. Nah, this cancellation of people, it don't need to be a cancellation to where people can never come back. And I felt the same way about a lot of people in the Smash Brothers scene. Like, there's some people that, you know, yeah, maybe they deserve to be banned forever. Like, if you do like a criminal, like you do like a criminal act and like somebody's really, you know, blah blah blah, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you spent time in like one guy tried to run over technicals, like one guy tried to attempted murder, you know. Yeah, if you do attempted murder, yeah, you probably should be banned from Smash Brothers tournaments for the foreseeable future. But I mean, like, a lot of these bans have been ridiculous, you know, when it comes to certain things. So I don't think Mango should be canceled outright. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in outright, like, no redemption arc, you know. But that's just my opinion. I live in Neckbeard Central. It ain't. I hate that. Let's go. I was one of those who bastards too, but still bought the system merely because they saw it so easy to get in stores at launch. Oh, okay. After what happened to hacks, I doubt Melee community is ever going to learn. Fortunately, Mango did not have beef with Leffen. Shaking my head. Yeah, but Mango did something pretty bad. He did pretty bad, so no way for real. Who tried to run over technicals? Yeah, there's this, I think, player called JK, or I think JK or Joke. He was actually, I think he was like a pretty good, he was like a Joker main, or he was like a Bayonetta main. I forgot who he was, but he had mental issues. He for sure had mental issues, but he was actually a solid player. In Las Vegas, somebody tried to run technicals over with this car. So yeah, and I think he actually got charged for attempted murder, or like aggravated assault with the deadly weapon, or like with something like that, right? So he actually got charged with it. So there's you can Google search it. Yeah, it's out there. What happened? I didn't know. I heard about that guy, but I didn't know it was technicals. You know, I didn't know it was technicals that the person that he tried to run over. I didn't know that. I knew that happened, but I didn't know it was technicals until like a couple years ago or whatever. I was like, oh snap, yeah, they did try to kill technicals. Somebody tried to run him over with the car. You know. So yeah, pretty sure Melee players have mental issues. I think a lot of people have mental issues. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for coming out to tonight's stream, man. Seriously, like, tonight's stream was freaking incredible. Big love to Justin, Shinru, Cyber Taurus. Thank you guys so much for the donos tonight, man. Get this to 162, man. So we hit that combo breaker. You know what I'm saying? We hit that platinum at a half plus, so I appreciate that. We'll be off tomorrow. I'm going to be working on Fire Emblem content for you guys, so look out for a video tomorrow at some point. Yeah, we're going to be off tomorrow on streaming, but I'm going to have a new video for you guys. We got a big news video that just dropped. So make sure you guys check out my big news video that just dropped right now. Neckbeard Mafia.
Why are you trashing on us? It's not like we're the League of Pocket Watchers. That's it, man. We better not catch you with a pack of Pokemon cards or we'll have some trouble.
Oh man, Neckbeard Mafia. Let's go. Watch my new video. Big love to the Neckbeard Mafia. You know, shout outs to you guys, man. You guys are goated. Yo, let's get the combos breaks on here. We're going 165. That's a nice number to end on. 165, baby. Thank you guys so much for your support once again. Thank you guys for your support. Shout outs to everybody that dropped donos. Shout outs to the Neckbeard Mafia. Go watch my most recent video. It is there. Shout outs to Bad Sense. Shout outs to everybody that dropped, that came through. Party, man. Love all you guys. Have a nice night. Look forward to my video tomorrow. Watch my video tonight. I'm telling you guys, if you've already watched it, watch it again. Watch this video. It's got a lot of good information on there, and you can watch it while you're playing your Smash Brothers, or while you're playing your Pokemons, or while you're playing your Mario Karties. So you guys go watch the vid. Thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. I will see you guys back Thursday, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for a big video. Big video tomorrow. We might have 2 videos. If there's some news to go over, we'll go over that. But then I'll also have a big video as well. So thank you guys so much. Or at least I'm going to start working on it. Hopefully I get it done by then. Hopefully I might not. So all right, guys. Love y'all so much. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.